Hi everyone, please subscribe to my channel. Blood Immortal Venerable. See playlist for other chapters and novels. Join now our Telegram channel now and enjoy exclusive early access. t.me/blood_immortal_official. I do not translate the novels. Credits goes to original translator and author of the novel. I only make it as an audiobook so it would be easier to just listen while doing other things. Credits goes to the author of the novel. I convert stories to audiobook for mental health, for multitasking purpose, for accessibility and time saving. Listening to audiobook is also beneficial for people who have disability. It improves our listening skills and improve our English comprehension, vocabulary and other things. So, thank you for listening. Thank you and thank you very much for your support. Chapter 821 Breakthrough, 2-Star God General. Heaven Pavilion. In the closed room, Yi Tian's consciousness is immersed in his soul. At this time, the various talents from the source are merging with the talents in the universe, but the fusion process is not very smooth. Although copying talents can integrate talents, it takes time, and it is impossible to integrate so many talents at once, so talents seem to be messed up. It won't be a problem, will it? Yi Tian frowned. If there is a problem with the talent, if it cannot be used for a short time, it will directly affect his strength, and those magical powers and various unique skills cannot even exert their due power. But at this moment, the illusory seed of origin emerged and merged into the soul, the original chaotic talent began to stabilize, and the homologous talent began to merge. For example, the strength talent began to be integrated into the source talent, and there was no obstacle at all. What surprised Yi Tian even more was that all kinds of attribute talents were integrated into the corresponding source attribute talents. For example, many fire talents were all integrated into the source fire talents. Originally, Yi Tian had many talents, but now these talents have all disappeared and turned into a part of the source attribute talents. All of a sudden, the talent panel is much simpler. 29 About a few days have passed, and all the talents have been integrated. Host: Yi Tian, Cultivation Talent, to Advanced. Source Talent, God Level Extreme. Source Speed Talent, God Level Extreme. Origin Talent, God Level Extreme. Source Knife Talent, No Superior. Origin Sword Talent, No Superior. Origin Time and Space Talent, Super God Level. Origin Fire Talent, God Level. Origin Soil Talent, God Level. Yuanjin Talent, God Level. Yuanmu Talent, God Level. Source Water Talent, God Level. Indestructible Talent, God Level. Yuan Hengguang Talent, God Level. Source Annihilation Talent, God Level. Almost all of my talents have become source talents. Yi Tian looked at the brand new talent and muttered. Obviously, that seed of origin played an important role, otherwise his talent would not be easily transformed. From the current point of view, the transformation of talent has no change in strength. But Yi Tian is very clear that his talent is equivalent to breaking a limit, and he can continue to improve. Although it is still very difficult, it is much easier than before. In addition, the source talent is not simple. These talents are no longer interfered by the source of the universe, and even show signs of breaking free from the source of chaos. It is almost completely owned by the master of the talent itself. When he was in the source land before, Yi Tian couldn't probe the essence of the source talent, but now he knows that it is related to the origin of the human body. In other words, these talents are the source talents evolved from the origin of the human body itself. Yi Tian is immortal, and his talents are immortal. If Yi Tian dies, these talents will naturally disappear. The talents in the universe are different. If the universe disappears, even those who are detached will probably lose their talents. Of course, this is just Yi Tian's guess. Wow, Yi Tian's copy talent shrouded Tianj, and he copied the God-level flame talent of a Tianj member, and found that he was able to copy it successfully. Before, he already had the same talent, and there was no way to duplicate it, but now he can. After the copying was successful, Yi Tian chose to merge, and soon this talent was successfully merged. After the fusion, this talent was quickly absorbed and fused by the origin fire talent, or it was swallowed up. Original fire talent is enhanced a little bit. Could it be that this can increase the source fire talent? If so, can I copy and integrate countless talents and advance my talent to the super god level? Yi Tian said excitedly. Immediately, he began to copy and merge continuously, but was soon disappointed. Although he has integrated a large number of God-level talents, his own talents are still at God level, and the rate of improvement is too small and too small. Even if he copies and fuses thousands of talents, it still greatly transforms his own talents. Yi Tian roughly knows the reason. The talent he copied belongs to the cosmos talent after all, but his current talent belongs to the original talent. The talent in the universe can only stimulate the improvement of the original talent. If you want to completely transform the original talent, then it is estimated that a large amount of talent can be achieved, and it may be necessary to integrate countless God-level talents. But I have to say, this opened up a new idea for Yi Tian. He at least found a way to transform his talent. Even if this method takes a long time, it is still a way. In addition to his talent, Yi Tian's realm of Chaos Dao has also undergone transformation. The new source of Chaos Dao that he comprehended at the source completely swallowed up the previous source of Chaos Dao, and the two are constantly merging. Decades later, Yi Tian's Chaos Dao realm has been raised to the late stage of the source, and the source is more pure, and the dross of the previous is almost completely removed. In the next time, Yi Tian sorted out all his various martial arts. Combining the rules of the source, combat skills, and martial arts accomplishments, he re-improved the Heavenly Sword series and the Chaotic Source series, and created the fourth form of the Heavenly Sword series and the fourth form of the Chaotic Source series. The fourth style of the Tiandao series is the Tianshandao, which focuses on speed, surpassing everything else, integrating the power of the Chaos Dao into the blade skills, cutting it out in an instant, bursting with unprecedented attack power, and its power far surpasses that of the Heavenly Killing Sword, and even surpasses it. The previous Chaotic Origin struck with all his strength. The fourth form of the Chaotic Origin series is called Chaotic Origin Avatar, which can condense a powerful Chaotic Origin Avatar from the source of Chaos Dao. In addition, Yi Tian is still perfecting Chaotic Origin / and once perfected, it will become Yi Tian's strongest trick again. 170. Afterwards, Yi Tian found that his speed of comprehending Hengguang divine ability, great immortality technique, and great destruction technique was much faster, which should be the result of the influence of talent transformation. This day, Yi Tian is cultivating Xuanshu, and the power of the source of Chaos Dao feeds back to the whole body, making Xuanshu suddenly break the shackles and officially promoted to the third layer of Xuanshu. Boom! The body began to transform, and a terrifying aura permeated from Yi Tian. The members in the Tianj seemed to feel a great terror, but soon the aura dissipated. They all knew that this should be a sign of a breakthrough in the Pavilion Master's cultivation. Two-star God General, Yi Tian opened his eyes were full of joy. When his talent was transformed, the origin realm of Chaos Dao was raised to the late stage of origin, and he created the fourth form of the Chaotic Source system and the fourth form of the Heavenly Saber system. His strength completely entered the peak combat power of a one-star God General, and he was far away from 2 stars. God is not far away. Now, with the breakthrough of the Xuanshu art, his strength has completely entered the level of a 2-star God General, and it is not the weakest 2-star God General's combat power, but is equivalent to the 2-star early stage peak God General's combat power. This kind of strength can easily crush any 1-star God General, and even with Yi Tian's 3 top supernatural powers, it is enough to save his life in the hands of a powerful 2-star God General, and he is even expected to escape in the hands of a 3-star God General. At this moment, he truly has the confidence to deal with the dual universe era. Chapter 822 Enter the Chaos God Realm again, ask. For the time being, I don't need to face the God-level powerhouses of different universes, and I need to go to Chaos God Realm again. Yi Tian decided. He couldn't go into the Temple of Chaos God Realm, but he could go to Chaos God Realm. He still had many questions to ask Niu Long. And just in time, the foggy area is about to open again. Wow! Yi Tian disappeared from the Heavenly Pavilion, went to the foggy area, and soon came to the Chaos Sea. After waiting for decades, the foggy area reappeared. Yi Tian crossed the foggy area and entered the Chaos God Realm. As soon as Yi Tian entered the Chaos God Realm, Niu Tong appeared and said respectfully, "Your Highness, you are here." "Well, Niu Long, I need to ask you something," Yi Tian said. "Please speak, Your Highness." Niu Long rode. "Have you heard of Yuanli talent?" Yi Tian asked. "Original talent?" Niu Long was startled, then shook his head. "I haven't heard of it, but the ancestor may have heard of it. I will ask the ancestor, please wait a moment." 1. Immediately, Niu Tong incarnated and headed to the place where the ancestors of the Niu people were. Not long after, Niu Tong's incarnation returned and said, "His Royal Highness, the ancestors know the source power talent. It is said that it is the same as the power talent, but the source power talent is even rarer and involves higher secrets, even our cattle people don't know. Many. But in the chaos, some real top geniuses seem to have special talents such as Yuanli talents. Yi Tian understood as soon as he heard it. The original talent is very rare in the chaos, and it is only possessed by the real genius. If you want to transform the ordinary talent into the original talent, I am afraid you need to pay a lot of price. Yi Tian originally wanted to ask the origin, but the cattle people didn't even know the origin and talent, let alone the origin. Besides, the source is probably involved in a big secret, so he is not allowed to tell it. And although the Lord of Primordial Ancient knew the origin, he didn't know the origin at all, and he just fought with some weak origin people for 100 years. Therefore, he is not worried about the secrets of the source being leaked. Cowboy, now the two universes collide and are merging. If the fusion fails, the universe will disappear. Are we, the creatures in the universe, certain to die? Yi Tian asked again. Almost. Niu Long said. I am in the universe now, so I have learned more about the relevant information in the ancient books of the clan. Although it is rare for dual universes to merge in chaos, many forces secretly do this. Even if some detached forces want to stop it, the chaos is so great, there are many remote universes, and new universes are often born. Therefore, this kind of thing cannot be prohibited. Besides, the mere fusion of two universes, such trivial matters it can't disturb those great powers who are in the realm of combining Tao. Your Highness, you are not detached yet. According to my estimation, it will take at least tens of millions of years for the two universes to truly face the critical moment of fusion. It will not be affected by the collapse of the universe. The only thing to worry about is that His Highness, talent will disappear with the complete annihilation of the universe, but if His Highness becomes the official disciple of that great being, it is really simple to restore the talent. What are the chances of the two universes merging into a large universe? Yi Tian asked. How many percent? Niu Tong shook his head and said, not 1%. If there is no special way, there is only about a 3% chance. If you pay some price, you may be able to increase to 1%, but it depends on luck, cannot guarantee. 3% success rate, thousands of years. Yi Tian frowned. After thousands of years of detachment, he is naturally confident, but if he does so, then his wife, sister, and human race will probably be annihilated. This is not the result he expected. Moreover, he did not want to be just a simple detachment, but the most powerful detachment. The most perfect ending is that the two universes merge into a big universe, and he is detached in the big universe. In addition, the lifespan of the big universe is very long and very long. Unlike ordinary universes, it will be destroyed again and again. If the eternal universe and the Kangyu universe really merge into the big universe, those creatures can live for a long time even if they are not detached. Live to the end of life. Niu Long, is there a way to increase the success rate of the fusion of the two universes? Yi Tian asked. There is no way, Niu said truthfully. At least we have no way to do it. I was interested in this aspect, and I asked the ancestors, even the ancestors didn't know. If anyone really knows, it is that a great existence. But now you are only a formal disciple of the reserve force, and maybe you have become a formal disciple before you can expect to see that great existence and ask about the fusion of the two universes. Official disciple, Yi Tian muttered. At present, the only way to become an official disciple is to become a 3-star general, which is not very difficult, but he has only become a 2-star general now, and it will take a long time to become a 3-star general. The key problem is that even if he becomes a 3-star god general and becomes an official disciple, if he is not officially accepted by the great existence, I am afraid that the great existence will not tell him about the transcendence of the two universes. There is another way, that is, to comprehend the illusory sky map and become a direct disciple of that great existence, which will definitely be valued, but this is too difficult. At the very least, Yi Tian felt that he had no hope of comprehending the void sky map, except for occasional comprehension he was cultivating other times. It's better to be promoted to the 3-star general and become the official disciple of that great existence. 1. Yi Tian thought. Yi Tian and Niu Long chatted for a long time before leaving the Chaos God realm. He didn't want to stay in Chaos God realm for more than 10,000 years, that would disrupt his plans. After coming out of Chaos God realm, Yi Tian traded with some first-class supremes of the 12 Cosmos era, allowing them to share some inheritance land, and he gave them benefits. In this way, Yi Tian entered one place of inheritance after another, but in the end, he only entered more than a dozen places of inheritance. After all, it is unlikely that there are too many places of inheritance in just 1 month, and many places of inheritance entered by the Supreme Being, is repeated. In this way, another 3,000 years have passed. Compared with 3,000 years ago, Yi Tian's strength has only increased a little, but the strength of the human race and the strength of Tianj have skyrocketed. Yi Tian cultivated most of the resources that he did not use on Tianj members, and other resources cultivated the genius of the human race. Under such training regardless of cost, Tianj gave birth to 7 or 8 supreme beings, including Xiaoyu, Yiyu and Zhou Tian. This day, Yi Tian was in retreat and practiced, and a message came for permission. The supreme being, help. This message came from the first god of the gods, and the gods encountered a big crisis. Chapter 823 Protoss Crisis, Yi Tian arrives. The Protoss is in trouble. Yi Tian got up and went out, ready to go to the Protoss. Although he didn't like the Protoss very much, after all, he signed a contract with the first god of the Protoss, promising to take action once when the Protoss encountered a crisis. Once the shot was over, he would no longer help the Protoss. It stands to reason that in a normal crisis, the Protoss would not use this opportunity, but now the first Divine Master is calling for help. Obviously, the Protoss is facing a crisis of genocide, and the strength of the first Divine Master will not be able to overcome it. Swish, Yi Tian used the divine power of constant light, pierced through the void at an incredible speed, and quickly headed to the God race territory. Protoss. The first God Lord was trapped in the God realm at this time, and together with many supreme beings, heavenly venerates, and a large number of rulers of the God race, he activated countless divine formations to resist the invasion of the enemy. Outside the God realm, strong men wearing silver-gray armors are bombarding the formations of the God realm, and in various places of the God race, there are also a large number of strong men fighting against the God clan's strong men. On the whole, the Protoss still has the advantage. After all, the number of those who are strong is too small to be comparable to the Protoss, but at the top level, the Protoss is too weak to compete with these strong. For example, the first God Lord, if not relying on the formation of the God realm, I am afraid that he would have fallen and died. 170. But once the God realm is broken, the demise of the God race is an inevitable result. First God Lord, surrender to our Zulong Holy Land, and we can spare your life. An Earth Venerable level powerhouse with a long spear said coldly. He is the 10-star Earth Lord of Kangyu Cosmos Zulong Holy Land, Earth-splitting gun Lord. Moreover, he is not an ordinary 10-star Earth Lord, but is at the top level among the 10-star Earth Venerables, and is enough to rank in the top 5 in the Zulong Holy Land. And this time, in order to destroy the Protoss, the Asahi Dragon Holy Land dispatched 3 10-star Earth Venerables and more than 100 6-star or above Earth Venerables, plus a large number of Holy Land disciples. The mere Protoss simply could not compete. Earth-splitting Gunson, our eternal universe also has God-level powerhouses. Do you really want to go to war in the Kangyu universe? The first God roared. Ha ha ha, the earth-shattering Gun Zun sneered. We have already found out the strength of your eternal universe. There is only one divine general level powerhouse, and it is still a God general level that has just been promoted. Your eternal universe is too weak. Although we will still be suppressed when we enter the eternal universe, we can exert 90% of our strength, which is more than enough to deal with you. Now, our Lord Zulong God of Zulong Holy Land has already stopped that CJFI, Ancient Master. Even if you ask that person for help, he will not be able to save you. Once you occupy the territory of your Protoss, the luck of our Zulong Holy Land will soar, and then my hope of detachment will be great. If you surrender, it can become a peripheral force of our Zulong Holy Land, and it can continue to survive. Impossible, the first God roared. He is the first God Lord of the God race, the #1 powerhouse in the cosmos in the past, and now let him take refuge in the Zulong Holy Land, and he is also a member of the peripheral forces, in exchange for the chance to live, and to live, he naturally does not can do. The Supreme Being, everything depends on you. The first God secretly said. Although his strength has gone further now, he has barely stepped into the 10-star Earth Venerable. Hereafter he will use Earth Venerable to describe the realm combat power, but he is the weakest kind of 10-star Earth Venerable, far from being the opponent of the Earth-splitting Gun Venerable. Before, he fought with the earth-shattering Gun Zun, and he was severely injured with just a few moves. If he hadn't escaped into the realm of the gods in time, he would have fallen and died. Moreover, this time, the Zulong Holy Land has dispatched 3 10-star Earth Venerables. In the God realm, many supreme beings also panicked. First God Lord, why don't we surrender? The strength of Kangyu Cosmos is too strong. Just one Zulong Holy Land far surpasses our God race, and they also have God-level combat power. We are not opponents. An ancient the supreme Tao of the Protoss. There is still hope, the first God said coldly. Besides, if we really surrender, 99% of the gods will be killed. They don't allow our gods to have a large number of clansmen, and maybe only us people will be alive at that time. And do you dare to guarantee that they will not kill us in the future? Destiny is only in our own hands, that is the real destiny. The Supreme Being is coming soon, and our Protoss still has a chance. As the Supreme Being the opponent of Zulong Holy Land, the Supremes of the Protoss remain skeptical. They don't know the strength of the Supreme Being. After all, they have never seen the Supreme Being shot, but they feel that the Supreme Being ETN has a short cultivation time, and no matter how against the sky, he will only have a 10-star battle power. HMPH, you don't know much about the Supreme Being. I estimate that his strength is definitely not weaker than the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. The first God Lord guessed. Of course, this is only his guess. He can only hope on ETN now. Naturally, he must exaggerate ETN's strength and give these Protoss Supreme hope. Otherwise, once these Protoss Supremes lose hope, they may become traitors. Actively open the array. In that case, the Protoss will be completely finished. Time passed by little, and the powerhouses in the Asahi Dragon Holy Land, such as the Earth-Shattering Spear, were unable to attack the God Realm. Gradually, they also became irritable. The God Realm that the God race spent hundreds of millions of years building is indeed not simple. Although it is not as good as the Holy Land formation in our Zulong Holy Land, it is still enough to block the attacks of 10-star Earth Venerables. If we want to break through the God Realm formation, I am afraid we need a lot of time. The Earth Shatter Gunner muttered. Earth-splitting Gunzoon, let's not worry, the Eternal Universe is too weak, that Primordial Lord was restrained by Lord Zulong, who else would dare to be our enemy? Would the other 10-star Earth Lords take action at this time? The one who spoke was one of the 3 10-star Earth Venerables in this trip, Silver Moon Saber Venerable. In terms of strength, Silver Moon Sword Master is not as good as Earth-splitting Gun Master, but his strength is also at the top 10-star Earth Master level. That's right, then we will attack slowly, the great formation of the God Realm will eventually shatter, and then we will wipe out all the God Race Earth Venerables. The Earth-splitting Spear Venerable said coldly. Another time passed. At this moment, the first God Lord showed great joy. The Supreme Being has arrived, and our Protoss has been saved. Boom! Yi Tian descended with constant light, standing outside the God Realm, staring at everyone in the Zulong Holy Land. And at this time, the Earth-Shattering Gunzoon discovered Yi Tian. The Earth Venerable of the Kengyu universe. The Earth-Shatter Gunzoon recognized it at a glance. Today, although the two universes are partially integrated, the breath on their bodies is easy to identify. The person who contains the breath of the ancient universe is naturally the creature of the ancient universe. Completely integrated, it is difficult to distinguish. Guan Ling, kill him. The Earth-Shattering Gunzoon ordered a 9-star Land Zundao. In his opinion, a Juxing Dishan also tried out Yi Tian's power. Yes, Guan Ling responded and immediately shot. I saw that his whole person turned into a big world and slammed into Yi Tian, even if he was the first God Lord before he broke through. Destroy. Yi Tian flicked his fingers, and a ray of destruction light penetrated Guanling instantly, killing it. This scene completely shocked the powerhouses of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land, but the first God Lord was overjoyed when he saw this scene in the God Realm. Chapter 824 Destroy the 3 10-star Earth Venerables of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land. One move to kill the 9 stars Earth Venerable. The Earth-Shatter Gunzoon frowned slightly. Although he and the other 2 10-star Earth Lords could also achieve this level, Yi Tian killed Guan Ling very easily. This was not an ordinary 10-star Earth Lord, at least it was a top 10-star Earth Lord. In their information, the top 10-star Earth Venerables of the Eternal Universe are only in double digits, and those 10-star Earth Venerables are basically the powerhouses of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land and the powerhouses of other holy places. This time, their action on the Protoss is just a prelude, to test whether the Eternal Universe has other hidden powers. If not, once the Protoss is taken down, it will be the turn of the demons and other cosmos powers. And it is not easy for those 10-star Earth Venerables to come to the rescue, and Yi Tian is not one of their intelligence powerhouses. This is not to blame for their inaccurate information, it is because Yi Tian is too low-key, only the powerhouses such as the Primordial Master know about Yi Tian's strength, and the General Earth Venerable does not know at all. Hide the strong, the Earth-Shatter Gunzoon secretly said. He doesn't think Yi Tian is a god general. With the cultivation conditions of the Eternal Universe, it is very difficult to become a god general. How can a god general appear casually? In his opinion, Yi Tian is at most the top 10-star Earth Venerable. 3-on-1, they hope great. Surround him, the Earth-Shatter Gunzoon said. Shish. The 3 10-star Earth Venerables stood in 3 directions, their aura locked on Yi Tian, and pieces of Xeon Supreme treasures emerged, suppressing this area. Do you really want to be my enemy? Yi Tian said coldly. Leave immediately, I may let you die. There is actually no real conflict between him and these people. Even if they are creatures from two universes, it is nothing. If the two universes merge into one universe in the future, the two sides will naturally be the creatures of one big universe. Therefore, if the people in the Kangyu universe did not fight against him, he would not kill them all. Of course, the real reason is because he doesn't want to make a lot of enemies. If he kills these earthly lords and provokes a god general, and then kills the god general, wouldn't it be a full-scale war with the Kangyu universe? Insanity. The Earth Shatter Gun Zun snorted coldly. Earth Splitting Gun. The Earth Splitter spear stabbed, and countless spear shadows shrouded the void. Each spear shadow contained the power of the Great Tao, and its power was enough to kill any 9-star Earth Sage. And the power of this blow is even enough to kill the weaker 10-star Earth Venerable. Silver Moon Sword Master and another 10-star Earth Master, Shadow Demon Master, also shot, and the shot is the ultimate move. They don't want to test anything. At this level, testing is like courting death. If the opponent is very strong and cannot test the ultimate move, it is easy to be killed by the enemy with one move. Under the full power of the 3 10-star Earth Venerables, even Earth Venerables with 10-star extreme combat power would be injured, and they didn't think Yi Tian could stop it. Hey! A sigh resounded through the void. Why do you have to die? Yi Tian muttered. I saw him wave his hand, the void solidified, and immediately took the law as a knife and slashed gently. Tear it up. The space where the 3 10-star Earth Venerables were located was shattered one after another, and the body was penetrated by one after another sword energy. In the blink of an eye, the bodies of the Silver Moon Sword Master and the Earth-Shattering Gun Master shattered, and the Xeon Supreme Treasure in their hands also cracked. God will. The 2 10-star lords completely dissipated with incredible thoughts. Hey, you're not dead. Yi Tian looked at the Shadow Demon Venerable curiously. Although the other party was severely injured, he did not die. It turns out that I have cultivated a relatively powerful life-saving supernatural power, plus a few life-saving treasures, so I didn't die in one of my sword chi, otherwise, even a 10-star ultimate god can't bear it. Blade chi, Yi Tian said. At this time, Shadow Demon Venerable had no thoughts of the rest of his life at all, and he was very frightened. He never imagined that there was another god-level general in the eternal universe, and it didn't seem to be an ordinary god-level. That would kill the Earth Splitter Strong Zun, who was infinitely close to the 10-star extremity. A weaker general level. Sir God General, spare your life, I am the 10-star God General of Zulong Holy Land, our Holy Land Master is also a God General, and he is also a 1-star mid-term God General. Look at our Holy Master Zulong God General. For the sake of my face, please spare my life, I am willing to persuade the Asahi Dragon to befriend the eternal universe. Shadow Demon Venerable said quickly. Ask for flowers. It's too late, Yi Tian said lightly. If you said these words before I shot, you might still be able to survive, but now that I have killed the 2 of you 2 10-star Earth Lords, how can you still be friends? Go ahead. 1. Yi Tian took another shot, and slashed towards the Shadow Demon with a single knife, his strength was more than twice as strong as before. Do not. Shadow Demon Venerable tried his best to escape, and even burned his whole body, flesh and soul to activate the life-saving supernatural power, but Yi Tian stabbed through his body, and both soul and body turned into nothingness. Escape. The other Venerables and the Venerables of the Zulong Holy Land were frightened and fled in other directions. Hunyuan Domain. Yi Tian used this method to cover this area. Point 0. Under the suppression of the chaotic origin domain, those Earth Venerables could not escape at all, and were squeezed into a blood mist by the power of the chaotic origin domain, and they were all wiped out. When the powerhouses of the Zulong Holy Land died, the first God Lord came out of the God Realm and quickly thanked him, thanks to the Supreme Being of Wanfa for helping. I promised to help the Protoss to make a shot, and now I have made a shot, and we are cleared. Yi Tian said, Myriad Laws Supreme, if you leave, the powerhouses of Zulong Holy Land will come again. At that time, our Protoss will still be unable to keep it. My agreement with Myriad Laws Supreme is to ask Myriad Laws Supreme to take action once to relieve the crisis of the Protoss, and now the Protoss the crisis is still there. The first God Lord opened his mouth and said. He knew that saying this would offend Yi Tian, but there was no way, if Yi Tian left, their Protoss would need to bear the roar of Zulong Holy Land, and Protoss would surely perish. HMPH, First God Lord, according to what you said, don't I want to stay in the Protoss to protect you all my life, otherwise you keep saying that the Protoss is in crisis and I will never be able to help you. Yi Tian questioned. The first God said. the Supreme Being, you only need to be stationed in the Protoss for 100 years, even if the crisis of the Protoss is lifted. How? 100 years. Yi Tian pondered for a while, then nodded. Okay, I will stay in the Protoss for 100 years, but if there is a crisis in the human race, I will leave immediately. It is good, the first god answered, and at the same time heaved a sigh of relief. Chapter 825 The Asahi Dragon is coming. The powerhouses of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land outside the God Realm were killed by Yi Tian, but the major divine cities in the Protoss territory were still attacked by the powerhouses of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land. Fortunately, the first God Lord and other gods from the Holy Land came out of the God Realm. Rescue the major cities of the gods. As a result, the first Lord of the gods led many earthly respected powerhouses to rescue the gods. As time passed, one of the earthly respected powerhouses in the Asahi Dragon Holy Land fell and died. As a holy place, the strength of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land is indeed very strong, but there are not many top lords. Besides, they still need to keep some strong people to guard the Asahi Dragon Holy Land, so they can only dispatch some of the Earth Venerables. Today, the fall of the 3 10-star Earth Lords such as the Earth-Shattering Spear Venerable, this is the result that Zulong Holy Land never expected, and there is no way to change the plan. Soon, the power of the Zulong Holy Land to invade the Protoss was almost wiped out, and only a small part of the Zulong Holy Land Venerables escaped in time. As the Holy Master of the Zulong Holy Land, 170, the Zulong God will naturally know it soon. What? The Earth-Shattering Spear Venerable, the Silver Moon Sword Venerable, the Shadow Demon Venerable, they are all dead. What a bunch of trash. The Asahi Dragon will be furious. In his opinion, there is only one Protoss who has just broken through to become a 10-star Earth Venerable, which is simply too weak. 3 10-star Earth Lords and multiple 9-star Earth Venerables take action, and it is not easy to destroy the Protoss. But now, the Zulong Holy Land has suffered heavy losses, and a large number of Earth Venerables have died. Even the Holy Land cannot bear such losses. Originally, the Asahi Dragon Holy Land was not considered a top holy place among the many holy places in the Kenyu cosmos. Now that it has lost so many respects, I am afraid it can only be ranked at the bottom of the Holy Land. Damn, I have lost so many lords, I can only recruit another batch of lords when I go back. God Zulong thought to himself. In fact, what he really cares about is not the fall of these gods. Originally, he built the Holy Land just for himself. The Holy Land in the Kenyu universe was built by the ancient gods and generals of the 12 Cosmos era, just for the sake of detachment. They have been cultivating for a long time, and they have surpassed a cosmic era. It is difficult to continue to improve, and almost all of them have fallen into a bottleneck. Therefore, they are all eager for luck, use the monstrous luck to break the shackles, and then use the rules of the eternal universe to break the bottleneck of strength, so as to obtain a chance of detachment from the shadows. But now, the most critical step has failed. With so many holy places, Zulong Holy Land was able to win the first opportunity to exterminate the Protoss, which he paid a huge price for, but with the fall of the Earth Splitter Gunzun and others, the plan failed. No, I haven't failed yet. I will immediately rush to the Protoss, destroy the high-level members of the Protoss, and then mobilize the other gods of the Asahi Dragon Holy Land to occupy the god realm of the Protoss, and then control the Protoss step by step. In that case, my plan is still successful. Thinking of this, the Asahi Dragon will no longer stare at the Primordial Lord, but will rush to the Protoss at the fastest speed. Yuengu Temple. The Primordial Master sensed the disappearance of the Asahi Dragon God General's breath, and immediately frowned. The Asahi Dragon God General has left. Could it be that the Protoss was wiped out by the Asahi Dragon Holy Land? The Ancient Master guessed. From the very beginning, he knew that the target of Zulong Holy Land was the Protoss. After all, Zulong Holy Land had such a big move, and the intelligence ability of Yuengu Temple was not bad, and Zulong God will always be in an area outside Yuengu Temple. Hidden, but a faint breath of aura locked on him, this intention was too obvious. He is only a 1-star early-stage God General. Although his strength has improved recently, he is only close to the 1-star mid-stage God General level. But Zulong God General is a genuine 1-star mid-term God General, and he is not an opponent. Even if he tried his best, he still created the Dragon God General at the most, and the price was his fall. Naturally, he would not go to the Asahi Dragon God to go all out, and the Asahi Dragon God would not dare to kill him at the price of heavy damage, otherwise it would be easy for other Holy Land Lords to take advantage of it. There is no peace between the Holy Land and the Holy Land, and it is normal to kill each other. The Lord of Primordial Ancient immediately used a chess piece hidden in the Protoss territory, contacted the other party, and quickly got specific information. The Protoss hasn't been destroyed, but the people of Zulong Holy Land have been almost killed. The Ancient Master was shocked. He knows the strength of the Protoss very well, and that's it. After all, the 13th epoch of the Eternal Universe is only in the early and middle stages, and it has not fully grown up yet, and the Protoss is not ETN, so naturally it is impossible to have too strong power. But now, the Protoss has won. That chess piece is not strong, and he doesn't know much information. The Lord of Primordial Antiquity used other intelligence powers, and soon learned the real truth. Myriad Laws Supreme went to the Protoss, no wonder. The Ancient Master suddenly realized. In the universe, if anyone knows ETN's strength the most, he may be one of them. He is very clear that ETN's strength has already reached the level of a god, and he has also entered the inheritance and origin of the Qilin Temple. But ETN's strength is much stronger than him. It is certain that such a powerful god is sitting in the Protoss level, and the Earth Venerable of the Zulong Holy Land is naturally not an opponent. The Asahi Dragon God is estimated to be going to the Protoss, maybe he will meet the Supreme Being. The Ancient Master thought. Immediately, he left the Primordial Ancient Palace, preparing to go to the Protoss to see the excitement, and to spy on ETN's strength. Swish! The Lord of Primordial Ancient is constantly traveling to the God Realm of the God Race. The God Realm is also the new headquarters of the God Race, and the Asahi Dragon will definitely go to the God Realm. Outside the Realm of Gods, ETN sat cross-legged in the void, while paying attention to the surrounding situation. And the first God Master and others returned here after solving the trouble. They are all waiting. The Protoss is very clear that the Asahi Dragon will not give up and will definitely come to the Protoss. Suddenly, ETN opened his eyes and said, "Zulong God is coming." Come yet. The first God Lord and others scanned the surrounding area with their divine senses, but found nothing. ETN didn't explain. Although the Asahi Dragon God is still far away from here, it is indeed coming. This is the result of his investigation using the ability of the Heavenly Eye of Life. Naturally, it is not clear when someone has no Heavenly Eye of Life. It didn't take long for a strong breath to pass. The expressions of the first Divine Master and others changed drastically, and the breath made them feel despair. There is no doubt that the Comer must be a terrifying existence above the 10-star Earth Venerable, a god-level powerhouse. Protoss, damn it! A terrifying roar shook the void. The next moment, a figure came out from the crack in the void, staring coldly at the people of the Protoss, and immediately fixed on ETN's body. God General. The Asahi Dragon God General was startled. He saw ETN's extraordinariness, and there was a feeling somewhere, ETN was very strong, and he belonged to the God General level powerhouse. God will be responsive to God, and he will not judge wrong. At this moment, he finally understood why the earth-shattering Gun Zun and others died, because there is not only one Divine General in the Eternal Universe, there is another Divine General here. Information error. Chapter 826 Kill the God General. Is it you who killed the Earth Venerables of my Zulong Holy Land? The Asahi Dragon asked in a cold voice. Yes, so what? ETN stood up, stared at the Asahi Dragon God General, and chuckled. Then die. The Asahi Dragon God General made his move, turning a shot into a light dragon and rushing towards ETN. The brilliance of the sky was enough to make any 10-star earthly venerable despair. This trick is also his unique trick, Zulong Spear. Not far away, the first God Lord and others trembled, as if time and space were frozen, and there was no way to avoid them. If this attack from the Asahi Dragon God General comes, they will all die. If you don't make a move, you may live. But if you make a move, then a god will fall today. 1. ETN's voice filled the void, said. Next moment, ETN grabbed the Zulong Spear glow that the Zulong Spear technique turned into with one hand. Of course, he did not simply use the physical body to shake this move, but 29 used the Great Immortality technique, coupled with his terrifying fleshly body. What a terrifying power it exerts. Boom. The Zulong Spear technique transformed into collapsed, but ETN's hand was safe and sound, as if it was just irradiated by the sun. What? The Asahi Dragon God will be shocked. This is his unique trick. He has paid enough attention to ETN, and even regarded ETN as a mid-level 1-star general. This is a high enough evaluation. But now, his ultimate move was wiped out by ETN with one hand. What a huge gap. Escape. The Asahi Dragon God General is very straightforward, and he wants to escape when the situation is not good. He felt that Yi Tian's strength was estimated to be far beyond him, otherwise he would not have destroyed his ultimate move so easily. How dare he provoke such a terrifying existence? The gods of Zulong Holy Land will die when they die. Kangyu universe has no lack of gods, and it needs to be developed again. But if he dies, Zulong Holy Land will really perish. Seeing that the Asahi Dragon God will use an escape technique to escape, Yi Tian said lightly, I said, a god will fall today. I saw Yi Tian took out his saber and slashed quickly at the location of the Asahi Dragon God General. Slash the sky. Wow! The position of the Asahi Dragon God was instantly slashed by a knife of light, and the Asahi Dragon God froze Fei Dun's body, and then the whole body was divided into two sections. It stands to reason that this kind of existence is not seriously injured if it is cut into two sections. As long as the soul is not destroyed and the vitality of the body is not completely annihilated, then it is possible to survive. However, the vitality of the Asahi Dragon God General was completely annihilated under this knife, and his soul was also shattered. With one knife, a god will fall. And this scene happened to be seen by the Lord of Primordial Ancient who had just arrived. Zulong God will be dead. Killed by the Supreme Master of all laws. Primordial Lord's pupils shrank sharply. He is not the opponent of the Zulong Divine General. If you say that, Yi Tian wants to kill him, which is a matter of a knife. The Lord of Primordial Ancient, you are here. Yi Tian's voice entered his ears. The Lord of Primordial Ancient trembled all over, hurriedly shuttled to Yi Tian, and said politely, I have seen all methods. God General. In the past, Yi Tian could still be called the supreme being of 10,000 laws, but now this title is no longer good. Yi Tian is already a god-level combat power. According to the title in the chaos, he can be called a so-and-so God General, even if he is not called a god. General, you can't call each other with supreme. The Lord of Primordial Antiquity is polite. Yi Tian said. At this time, the first God Lord and others also came over and thank you, the God of the laws, who will bless the Protoss. Don't worry, within 100 years, I will protect the Protoss. However, now that the Asahi Dragon will fall, the Asahi Dragon Holy Land is not a cause for concern. Presumably, the Protoss will not be in any danger in the future. But after this time, I don't owe the Protoss anymore, the Protoss can only rely on the Protoss themselves in the future. Yi Tian said. Clear. The first god nodded. The Lord of Primordial Ancient did not stay here for long and left soon. The news of the death of the Asahi Dragon God spread not only in the Eternal Universe, but also in the Kangyu Universe. For a time, the two universes oscillated endlessly. This is the first God General level powerhouse to fall since the Double Universe era. Kang Feather Universe. Sun Sanctuary. The Sun God will sit on the throne, listening to the report of the situation from a ground venerable below. Zulong Shenjian died, that guy. The Sun God will be in disbelief. The Zulong Holy Land is very close to the Double Universe Black Hole node, and the Zulong Holy Land has paid some costs, so it has obtained the first opportunity for a large-scale invasion. The previous competition was a small fight, but now is the first time that a large-scale invasion is aimed at the super-large Protoss of the Eternal Universe. Once the Protoss is captured, the increase in luck will not be a bit, but it will definitely skyrocket. Originally, he was even a little jealous of Zulong Divine General's luck. But now he is more fortunate, because his strength is slightly stronger than that of Zulong God General, and he is still in the middle stage of 1-star God General, and he is still a little short of 1-star late God General. It's simple, the previous situation is probably wrong. If the Eternal Universe only has a 1-star early stage God level leader, then the Asahi Dragon will not be able to fall. The Sun God will think. If you don't inquire clearly, then 170, rashly invade again, and there will be gods who will fall. There are not many God Generals in the Kangyu universe, and many holy places have only one God General. Once a God General falls, it even means the fall of a holy place. It seems that we must carefully inquire about the situation of the Eternal Universe. Originally, after the successful invasion of the Zulong Holy Land, I also invaded the Sun Holy Land, and now we must stop this plan. 1 inch. Thinking like this, the Sun God will issue an order to let all the Earth Venerables who are preparing to invade the Eternal Universe return to the Holy Land of the Sun. At the same time, other holy places also stopped their plans to invade the Eternal Universe. The Eternal Universe and Kangyu Universe also entered a brief period of peace. But everyone knows that this period of peace will not last long, and the battle will come. The battle of detachment, the battle of luck, the battle of the two universes. If there is no struggle, there is no hope of detachment in the future, which is equal to death. As for the hope that the double universe will be successfully promoted to the big universe, they don't have any expectations because the probability is too low. Their goal is only detachment, promotion before the collapse of the dual universe, and escape from this universe. Time flies, 100 years have passed. Yi Tian fulfilled his promise, then left the Protoss and returned to the human race. Chapter 827 Prepare to go to Kangyu Universe. After Yi Tian came back, he started to cultivate again, but he also kept an eye on the situation in the universe. As for the third deity and the fourth deity, it doesn't help him much now. After all, the potential is too low, the upper limit is also low, and there is no way to even practice the Xuanshu art. Of course, if Yi Tian is really willing to use the resources, he can upgrade the third deity and the fourth deity, but the price paid is too high, and it is not worth it at all. Therefore, Yi Tian kept the third deity in the barren world, and regarded the barren world as a trial ground for Tianj, and often let members of Tianj enter the barren world for training. And the fourth deity sneaked into the Kangyu universe to investigate the situation. Just like that, time passed slowly. With the passage of time, the eternal universe is also filled with the rules of the Kangyu universe. These new rules are of great benefit to the Earth Venerables. Those who have almost reached their limits on the Great Tao can comprehend the new rules. It means they can continue to improve. The advent of the dual universe era has made many practitioners progress rapidly, and some ancient practitioners have also broken the shackles and made rapid progress on the road. And Yi Tian is not a complete practice, he often travels around the human race, copying and merging adore God-level talent, and making his original talent improve a little bit, even if the progress is very slow, but as long as you keep it, one day, the source talent will be completely transformed, and one super God-level talent will be born. Another 10,000 years have passed. The 10,000 races in the universe have changed a lot, and even the 10,000 races are constantly fighting, and the other races other than the big races, even the higher races, have no sense of security, and I don't know how many have been wiped out. The human race is also expanding, and the nearby high races, middle races, and small races have been annexed by the human race, and even a few large cosmic races have become vassals of the human race. The human race is too strong now, the Earth Venerable is constantly being born, and the luck continues to skyrocket. Under the influence of the luck, there are many geniuses born in the human race, and even mixed-level cultivation talents are born. In the future, the lowest achievement of the mixed-level cultivation talent will be the Earth Venerable, and the human race has a lot of strong inheritance now, so it is not difficult to become a 6-star Earth Venerable. The human race is strong, Yi Tian has benefited a lot. He obviously feels that his cultivation speed has increased a lot, and even the speed of comprehending supernatural powers is also much faster, which are all benefits brought by luck. The gain brought by luck is very good. Except for some real geniuses who are against the sky, if other geniuses want to detach themselves, they really must gather a lot of luck, and then there is hope for detachment. Yi Tian thought to himself. In addition to the expansion of the human race, the ancient masters and other powerful lords have also taken action long ago. It was difficult for them to develop their race, so they followed the example of the Kangyu Cosmos Holy Land and created holy places one by one. It's just that their holy places are a bit weak. Except for the ancient holy places of the ancient masters, which are really holy places, there are no God-level powerhouses in other holy places. But even so, other holy places have at least one 10-star Earth Venerable, and thus attract a large number of Earth Venerables. There are a lot of celestial lords in the universe, and many scattered cultivators are now aware of transcendence and the importance of inheritance. As a result, these scattered cultivators joined the holy places one after another. But with the struggle with Kangyu Cosmos and internal competition, there are only 9 holy places where the eternal universe was finally born. The vast majority of all races in the universe perished, and only a few survived. Among them, the gods and the demons actually united, and the gods and demons were born. The human race dominates a huge area, and it can be regarded as one side, and the other side is the alliance of 10,000 races, which is a 10,000 clan united by powerful clans such as the Holy Light Clan, the Angel Clan, the Blood Clan, the Yasha Clan, the Demon Clan, and a bunch of ordinary Cosmos clans. Alliance. The reason why they united was just to protect themselves, otherwise a single race would not be able to survive at all and would be wiped out sooner or later. 3 legs. Yi Tian just smiled coldly at the current situation of the eternal universe. There is no doubt that the human race is now the strongest race. If he makes a move, let alone the 10,000 race alliance and the God-Devil race, even if the 9 holy places are added, they will all stop. However, Yi Tian is very clear that the human race is still too few strong, and the population cannot occupy the entire universe, so there is no need to continue to occupy the territory. The 9 holy places, the 3 major clans, and some small forces caught in the gaps, this is basically the current situation of forces in the eternal universe, but part of the power of the Kangyu universe is also hidden in the eternal universe, as well as those reincarnated. At the beginning, those reincarnated people may be weak, but they were all god-level powerhouses in the chaos before, and they were reincarnated into the universe. Naturally, there is a way to return to the god-level level. Not to be underestimated. Therefore, the reincarnator is also a powerful force. In addition, the reincarnators of the eternal universe and the Kangyu universe are all affiliated to the Tibetan God organization. Once they are fully grown, they will definitely be the strongest forces in the 2 universes. The eternal universe knows this, and the Kangyu universe naturally also knows it. Therefore, the high levels of the 2 universes are looking for reincarnators. Some people want to kill reincarnators to seek opportunities, and some people will form a good relationship with reincarnators and cooperate secretly. But there is no real fear of the reincarnated person in the organization of the Tibetan God. Even if it is the Lord of Primordial Ancient, he is not afraid of reincarnators because he has also acquired some inheritance. If there is a chance to transcend, then he can definitely become a disciple of some chaotic powerhouses. After detaching from the universe, he will be picked up by his master, and he is not afraid of the Tibetan God organization at all. This day, Yi Tian opened his eyes and showed a smile. The 4th deity Dejiao's actually discovered a treasured inheritance. Yi Tian muttered, in the past 10,000 years, the 4th deity has been secretly investigating information in the Kangyu cosmos and is very cautious. After all, the breath of the ancient universe is very serious, and he does not dare to appear near some powerful forces. Until now, 10,000 years have passed, and the breath of the ancient universe has almost disappeared. Kangyu's cosmic aura was much more, so he dared to explore at will. And just now, he had discovered a treasured cultivation place, and it was also a treasured cultivation place jointly managed by the senior officials of the Kangyu cosmos. Ordinary training treasures are useless to a god-level powerhouse like him, but according to his information, this training treasure is not simple, and even caused a number of god-level fights at the beginning, and one of them fell. Allow. Perhaps I should go to Kangyu cosmos, otherwise, cultivating an eternal cosmos, the strength improvement will be too slow. Yi Tian said lightly. Chapter 828 The Ancient Devil Cave. The area where the eternal universe and Kangyu universe are now merging is getting bigger and bigger, and the nearby rules are very chaotic. Even the god-level powerhouse can't block the dual universe passage, and can't arrange the formation, because the area is expanding, and then the powerful formation can't prevent the fusion of the 2 universes. Even if the formation is arranged, it will be torn apart in the next moment. Because of this, the powerhouses of the eternal universe and Kangyu universe have no way to prevent the other party from sneaking in, unless they have been hiding here and constantly killing the practitioners coming from the other party. But this is undoubtedly a complete violation of the rules, and it simply prevents the 2 universes from communicating with each other. And those earthly respected and god-level powerhouses want to detach themselves, so they inevitably have to enter the other side's universe. Who dares to break this rule? Therefore, at the moment of sneaking into the opponent's universe, no one will take action, but if they leave the passage and enter the depths of the opponent's universe, if they are caught, they will really be caught. But now, the intelligence of the 2 universes is basically understood, and no one deliberately intercepts the other's practitioners, so this period is a relatively safe period. Not to mention Yi Tian, even an ordinary Earth Venerable would not be in too much danger to sneak into the Kangyu cosmos, unless he deliberately sought death, deliberately leaked his breath, and revealed his whereabouts. This day, Yi Tian passed through the cosmos passage and entered the Kangyu cosmos, and immediately hid his breath and used his constant light magical power to leave quickly. Although he is not afraid of the powerhouses in the Kangyu universe, he does not want to cause trouble for himself. Kangyu universe, Ancient Devil Cave. The Ancient Devil Cave is a treasure place that was born in the Kangyu universe. 500,000 years ago, many gods and gods entered the Ancient Devil Cave and started a tragic fight, in which one god general fell and 5 gods were seriously injured. Other gods will end the easy price, and more people will fall. But this time, not only did the Kangyu cosmos not weaken, but it became stronger, because there were 3 Earth Lords who were promoted to the level of God General, and dozens of 10-star Earth Lords were born. And this time is the result of the ancient magic cave. Because of this, the secrets of the ancient devil cave were leaked, and many practitioners in the realm of earth respect and even human respect wanted to enter the ancient devil cave, but the major holy places have now controlled the ancient devil cave. The magic cave is too difficult, too difficult. But the holy places in various places do not dare to offend other forces too much. After all, other forces are weak, but if they work together, they will cause a lot of trouble for the holy places. Moreover, the holy places also need resources, and people often go out. The days to come are not good either. Therefore, the major holy places have also given some quotas, and regularly release some ancient demon orders. With the ancient demon orders, you can enter the ancient demon cave, otherwise you can only forcibly break through the blockade of the major holy places. However, the major holy places have built a series of checkpoints outside the ancient devil cave, and even 3 gods will sit in the ancient devil cave for a long time. In a starry sky that is far away from the ancient devil cave, Yi Tian stood here looking at the ancient devil cave and muttered, "Sure enough, there are 3 god generals." Sheng Tiantong has detected the life breath of these 3 god generals, but it is difficult to judge what level they are in, but they should all be only 1-star god generals, and it is unlikely that they are 2-star god generals. The 2-star god generals are basically the top beings in the Kangyu universe, and they are all preparing for the impact of 3 stars. It is impossible to guard the ancient devil cave, but Yi Tian can't judge whether there are 2-star god generals in the ancient devil cave. Because of his life, he couldn't investigate the situation of the ancient devil cave. The ancient demon cave contains ancient demon vitality, which can temper the body and break the limit of the body. If there is a chaotic body refining technique, cultivation in the ancient demon cave will be very fast. This is the information Yi Tian got, but the reason why the ancient devil cave really attracts people to want to enter is not because of the ancient devil's vitality. After all, many people have core physical talent and do not have the chaotic body refining technique. Not much. The real chance of the ancient magic cave is the ancient magic tower. The ancient demon pagoda is a Xeon treasure bred from the ancient demon cave, but it far surpasses other Xeon treasures. CJFI. Xeon Supreme Treasure and Chaos Spirit Treasure belong to the same level, but Chaos Spirit Treasure can only be bred in chaos. Theoretically speaking, the Xeon Supreme Treasure is not as good as the Chaos Spirit Treasure, because the rules contained in the Xeon Supreme Treasure are not as good as the rules of the Chaos Spirit Treasure, but the breadth of the ancient magic tower is even more than the top Chaos Spirit Treasure, very close to the Chaos Supreme Treasure. According to the division of Chaos to Chaos Lingbao, there are low-grade Chaos Lingbao, middle-grade Chaos Lingbao, top-grade Chaos Lingbao, top-grade Chaos Lingbao and super-grade Chaos Lingbao. Under normal circumstances, the top Xeon treasures in the universe are only comparable to the top-grade Chaos Spirit treasures, but the breadth of this ancient magic tower surpasses the general Chaos Spirit treasures. Kangyu Cosmos has continued the inheritance and cultivation methods of chaos, and has a natural understanding of Chaos Spirit treasures. When they discovered that the ancient magic tower surpassed the ordinary super-quality Chaos Spirit treasures, and was even equivalent to the value of several super-quality Chaos Spirit treasures, they went crazy. You must know how precious Chaos Spirit treasures are in chaos. Even many experts in the Destiny realm do not have Chaos Spirit treasures, but use the best Chaos Spirit treasures. If you get the ancient magic tower and understand the powerful rules contained in the ancient magic tower, you can improve your strength, and even hope to detach. So, the fight began. Then, they found that they couldn't take away the ancient devil tower. The ancient devil tower and the ancient devil cave were completely connected together, and they couldn't shake it. After they discovered this, the battle was over. But soon, they found that the ancient magic tower was of great help to them. The ancient demon tower has a total of 13 floors. If you pass through the 13th floor, you can obtain the approval of the ancient demon tower's artifact and become the owner of the ancient demon tower directly. But they found that it was too difficult, even more difficult than detachment, so no one paid attention to the ancient devil tower, only regarded the ancient devil tower as a training pagoda, and entering the ancient devil tower was purely for cultivation, to improve strength. According to the information obtained, the ancient magic tower is purely a place to hone combat skills. Once you enter the ancient magic tower, the avenues, divine power, and rules cannot be used. Only the physical body can be used. Use the physical body to display some combat skills and keep breaking through the barriers. It is said that many Earth Venerables are on the first floor of the ancient demon tower, and they can't even break through the second floor. Even those god-level powerhouses are at most on the second or third floor, and there is no hope of breaking through the 13th floor. Will get the purest ancient demon vitality, which can quickly temper the body. Yi Tian muttered, From the information, it can be seen that the ancient magic tower is a super powerful treasure that purely assists cultivation. This kind of super powerful super treasure is very rare, and it surpasses the super quality chaos spiritual treasure, and its value is too high. It's a pity that the cultivation base of the people in the universe is too weak, and it is difficult to use the ancient devil tower. If it is placed outside, the ancient devil tower is estimated to be enough to cause a lot of destiny to fight, and even cause many forces to compete. Whether it can hit the 3-star general this time depends on the ancient devil cave. Yi Tian thought to himself. Chapter 829 The God General of the Tibetan God Organization. Yi Tian is unwilling to fight with those 3 gods, otherwise it will cause turmoil, and he will not be able to cultivate in the ancient devil cave, so he must obtain an ancient devil order. Although the ancient demon orders are rare, they are not really few. The 4th deity has found a strong human being who possesses the ancient demon order. With the strength of the 4th deity now comparable to the 7-star earth deity, he can easily kill that person. Human respect, snatch the ancient demons. Although that person died wrongly, Yi Tian is not a pedantic person, and when it comes to matters of chance, he will not be soft-hearted. Moreover, the eternal universe and the Kangyu cosmos are now in a hostile relationship, and the small-scale battles have continued, and I don't know how many powerhouses have fallen, and even some members of the Tianj have fallen into the Kangyu cosmos. Therefore, it is nothing to kill a person from the Kangyu universe, a strong person. Now, Yi Tian is waiting for the 4th deity to send the ancient demon order. Once the ancient demon order is in hand, he can refine the ancient demon order and enter the ancient demon cave openly. Time passed little by little, and it didn't take long before the 4th deity arrived. The 4th deity handed the ancient demon order to Yi Tian and left again. When the ancient demon order was in hand, Yi Tian began to refine it, and it was easy to refine the ancient demon order. In fact, there is nothing special about the ancient demon order, it is just a relatively sturdy token, engraved with some law lines and the breath of many gods, even other gods are difficult to forge. This is just a certificate, except for entering the ancient devil cave, there is no other use. After Yi Tian refined the ancient demon decree, he flew to the ancient demon cave, and covered his breath, and even used the sky-covering stone to shield himself from the breath and cause and effect of the eternal universe. In this way, even the god generals would not be able to know his identity. Otherwise, he would definitely be discovered if he was so full of the breath of the ancient universe. Even if he had the ancient demon order, the 3 god generals would not be able to let him enter the ancient devil cave. After being foolproof, Yi Tian came to the ancient devil cave. Although the 3 gods guard the ancient devil cave, these 3 god generals also need to practice, they will not manage the affairs of entering and leaving the ancient devil cave. This 10-star earth venerable was sitting cross-legged at the entrance of the ancient demon cave. Others had to hold the ancient demon token before they could enter the ancient demon cave. And this 10-star earth venerable is also a famous 10-star earth venerable in Kangyu Cosmos Golden Saber Earth Venerable. Yi Tian concealed his aura and only revealed the strength of an ordinary earth venerable. The Golden Saber Earth Venerable only glanced at Yi Tian and said, Ancient Demon Order. 1. Yi Tian took out the Ancient Demon token, gave it to the Golden Saber Earth Venerable, and entered the Ancient Demon token. An Ancient Demon token is only allowed to enter the Ancient Demon cave once. Once it comes out, the next time you want to enter, you still need the Ancient Demon token. Because of this, the major holy places made a lot of money just by charging the cave entry fee. Inside the ancient cave, as soon as Yi Tian stepped in, he felt the extremely rich ancient demon vitality. These ancient demon vitality madly poured into Yi Tian's body, trying to temper his body. Ancient demon vitality, it should be a special vitality formed by combining vitality and ancient demon aura. In terms of body refining, it is even better than chaotic vitality. Moreover, the ancient demon vitality here is very strong, it is really good for body refining. Place. Yi Tian secretly said, the ancient devil cave is called a cave, but in fact the area here is very large, like a big world, and in the center of the ancient devil cave is a black ancient devil tower, exuding an extremely terrifying aura, piercing the ancient devil void, endless the power of the rules connects the entire ancient magic cave. Don't go to the ancient demon tower, find a place to practice here. Once a large amount of ancient demon vitality is integrated, and if you stay here for a few more years, the aura on your body will be close to the Kangyu universe, otherwise I really have to do it. If so, even if there is a sky-covering stone, there is no way to cover up the immortal aura of the universe. Yi Tian thought to himself. Anyway, this place is also a good place, and it is not a waste of time to practice Xuanshu art. The ancient demon cave is very large, but there are not many practitioners here. Although there are many practitioners in the Holy Land, even the disciples of the Holy Land need to pay some price to enter the ancient devil cave. Moreover, the Kangyu universe is similar to the eternal universe today. It is in the 13th universe era, and physical cultivation is suppressed together, unless it is earth venerable, otherwise it will be difficult to improve the physical strength. The biggest opportunity in the ancient devil cave is the ancient devil tower, but it is difficult to challenge the ancient devil tower. Many earth venerables have been to the ancient demon cave and will not come back in a short time. Besides, there are countless opportunities in the Kangyu universe, and the ancient devil cave is only one of them, and it is impossible for them all to gather here. Therefore, there are not many earth venerations in the ancient devil cave. Yi Tian found a place at random, took out a palace, and started retreating here. With the help of a large amount of ancient demon vitality and many spiritual medicines, Yi Tian's Xuanshu art level 3 began to slowly improve from the entry level to the small achievement realm, and the physical strength also slowly increased. In the blink of an eye, another 1,000 years have passed. Yi Tian is still practicing in seclusion, and some big things have happened in both the Eternal Universe and the Kangyu Universe. Eternal Universe. The Stone Dragon Holy Land was facing a major crisis. 3 strong men in black robes entered the Stone Dragon Holy Land. Many earth venerables fell, none of them were their opponents, and the entire Holy Land was pierced. "Who are you?" Lord Shalong appeared and roared. The Holy Master Shalong was also the original Shalong Supreme, and now his strength has gone further, and he is already the top 10-star Lord, and he is not far from the 10-star Ultimate Lord. For flowers. But if you don't reach the level of a god, you can't be called a real powerhouse in the era of dual universes, and you will be in danger of falling at any time. Before, the Asahi Dragon God would perish in the eternal universe, and many earth venerables believed that within tens of thousands of years, the gods of the Kangyu universe should not dare to rashly launch a war against the eternal universe. But now, these 3 have entered the Shalong Holy Land, which makes the Shalong Holy Master guess that these 3 should be the powerhouses of the Kangyu universe. My name is Zhang Ling, a member of the Tibetan God Organization. Holy Master Shalong, you also hunted down the reincarnations of our Tibetan God Organization, and one of them died at your hands. HMPH, you can live to this day. This era is an opportunity given to you by our honor. I didn't expect that you would dare to hunt down the reincarnated people of our Tibetan God Organization, it's just courting death. Zhang Ling roared. Naturally, he didn't want to avenge the reincarnated person, but just wanted to show his prestige. He didn't dare to look for the Lord of Primordial Ancient, because the Lord of Primordial Ancient had also stepped into the position of the gods, and he had many earthly venerables to serve, and his power was huge. Point 0. He has just been promoted to the level of a general, his strength is limited, and there are not many subordinates available, so naturally he can only trouble the Lord Shalong. What? Tibetan God Organization. Lord Shalong's face changed greatly. In the era of dual universes, the 2 universes competed against each other to kill each other, almost forgetting the Tibetan God Organization, and now I really understand that the Tibetan God Organization is the biggest threat in the dual universe era. In the past, those reincarnators were too weak, but now these reincarnations are basically above the 10-star Earth Venerable, and even God-level powerhouses have been born. The ancient gods, there is a Tibetan God Organization strong to kill me. Holy Master Shalong sent a message to the Primordial General. But at this time, without saying a word, let's go straight. A sword fell, the body of the Shalong Holy Master was penetrated, the body flew upside down for hundreds of millions of miles, and the entire Holy Land was completely destroyed. Another sword fell, and Holy Master Shalong was injured again. 1-star God General, Lord Shalong realized that he could not wait for the rescue of the ancient gods. Next moment, with a hint of heartache in the eyes of Holy Master Shalong, he took out a wooden sign, moved the wooden sign, and the whole person disappeared. What? Escaped? Zhang Ling was angry. In a moment of carelessness, Holy Master Shalong escaped. It should be a life-saving treasure, and it was moved away in an instant, and even he couldn't stop it. Damn, if he prepares a treasure that bans time and space, he can't escape at all. Zhang Ling said angrily. It's a pity that he underestimated Holy Master Shalong too much, thinking that with the strength of his 1-star general, killing a 10-star Earth Venerable should not take a few tricks, but he didn't expect Holy Master Shalong to use his own one of the strongest lifesavers. Chapter 830 Hidden Temple, Born. Zhang Lingshan will attack and kill Holy Master Shalong, and this similar scene is being staged in 2 universes. The Tibetan God Organization is the initiator and behind-the-scenes mastermind of the dual universe era. Although the gods and generals of the two universes pretend to cooperate with the Tibetan God organization, they will not really serve the Tibetan God organization. There are so many Earth venerables, how many are truly detached? Even in the era of dual universes, it is the most suitable era for detachment, but if they fully assist the reincarnators of the Tibetan God organization, wouldn't they kill their hopes of detachment? Moreover, in the era of dual universes, if one does not become detached, it will almost fall with the universe, so what can the Tibetan God organization help? Therefore, the Tibetan God organization is also an enemy to the gods and gods of the two universes. Of course, there are also Dzuns who secretly continue to cooperate with the Tibetan God organization to seek a chance of detachment. Now, the Tibetan God organization is really born, and it is crazy to attack, 183, to take revenge on those gods. In a short time, many Earth gods fell, and even many 10-star gods fell, and the loss of the ancient universe was undoubtedly the worst, and the Earth gods of the 12th universe lost dozens of them. The weakest among these dozens is the 9-star Earth Venerable, and one of the 10-star Earth Venerables has also fallen. Certainly, the reincarnators were not without losses. Under the action of the primordial God General, the 3 reincarnators were killed. After a century of turmoil, the situation gradually stabilized. The reincarnators of the Tibetan God organization jointly formed the Tibetan Temple, one hall in 2 parts, occupying 2 universes, but at present, the Tibetan Temple is still in a half-hidden state, and it is impossible to reveal all of it in the eyes of the gods, otherwise it will be easy to be caught against. But even so, the power of the Tibetan Temple is very powerful, and there are more than one divine general. Many forces in the 2 universes jointly targeted the Tibetan Temple, which barely suppressed the Tibetan Temple, but with the passage of time, the strength of the Tibetan Temple grew rapidly, and many god-level powerhouses were born, which was the real disaster. Kang Feather Universe. In the Kanglong Holy Land, 2 gods are discussing. They are the Kanglong God General and the Weeping Blood God General in the Kanglong Holy Land. The Kanglong God General is the God General at the early stage of 2 stars, and the Weeping Blood God General is the 1-star peak God General. The 2 God Generals are ranked first in the Kangyu universe. The strength is extremely powerful. Kanglong Holy Land is also one of the main forces against the Tibetan Temple. Kanglong, the hidden temple, is a big problem. The Venerable who cooperated with us at the beginning was using us. After all, without our help, they could not execute the double universe detachment plan. Now that the plan is completed, we are naturally abandoned. Those who are reincarnated are the ones who are truly valued by the Venerable Ones. They are the god-level generals of the Tibetan God organization, and they are reincarnated into our universe. If they regain their strength at their peak, there may be 3 or 4-star gods among them. The Crying Blood God will frown. Weeping Blood, you think too much. Kanglong smiled and said, there are not many 3 or 4-star god generals in the chaos, almost all of them are real geniuses with great power, and they are not necessarily willing to invest in them. The gods are at most 1 or 2-star god generals, and these reincarnators are reincarnated into 2 universes, and they must walk the cosmic path and understand the rules of the universe, otherwise they will not be able to transcend. Can you break free? The gods born in the Tibetan temple have almost exhausted their heritage, and even the avenues are not necessarily stable, or even flawed. It will take a long time to make up for them to fit the dual universe, otherwise they will be the strongest in the universe at most. For those, detachment is hopeless. 1. Kanglong, your inheritance is not simple, isn't it? You even know such secrets. The Weeping Blood God will be surprised. Ha ha ha, I just happen to know that. In short, for the weaker generals or earth venerables, the hidden temple is indeed a big threat, but for me, the hidden temple is not a big threat, it's just about the same as me. It's just a competitor. But you can't underestimate the Tibetan temple, no one knows whether the Tibetan temple hides a real genius. Kanglong God said, the Weeping Blood God will nod his head. In the ancient devil cave, Yi Tian was still cultivating. Although he also knew that the Tibetan temple was born, he did not pay much attention to it. In his opinion, those reincarnators of the Tibetan God organization are not necessarily good in talent and strength, or else they would not be able to seek the opportunity of the cosmos transcendence. By chatting with Niu Long, he also learned about the situation in the chaos. Some real geniuses in the chaos are ordinary detached people who don't look down on them. For example, in the chaos, there are very few detached masters. The real masters are basically chaotic local practitioners. Although it is because of the scarcity of detached people, the real top geniuses in chaos are also rare. Therefore, Yi Tian is not worried about how talented the reincarnated people from the small chaotic forces like the Tibetan God organization will be, and they are not a threat to him at all. At present, it is the most important thing for him to improve his strength. If the person who hides the temple dares to attack the human race, it is courting death. In the blink of an eye, another 1,000 years have passed. At this time, Yi Tian had already cultivated the Xuanshu Ju to the 3rd level small achievement realm, his physical strength had increased a lot, and his strength had soared. In addition, his aura that belongs to the eternal universe is already very light, and his identity will basically not be revealed. It's time to go to the ancient magic tower. Yi Tian muttered. Call out. Yi Tian shuttled to the ancient demon pagoda, and soon came under the ancient demon pagoda. Ancient Demon Tower Hall. Yi Tian walked in and immediately attracted the attention of a group of Earth Lords, and even attracted the attention of a god general. Obviously, this god will be constantly honing in the ancient magic tower. The Great Hall of the Ancient Demon Pagoda is very large, comparable to a small world, so there is no need to send many earthly lords here, and some people even took out a small palace to live here. This is not the first floor of the ancient magic tower. To enter the first floor, you can only pass through an ancient gate in the center of the ancient magic tower. At this time, the artifact spirit of the ancient magic tower sent a set of messages, informing about the situation of the ancient magic tower. Yi Tian's arrival didn't cause much sensation or attention. There were too many celestial lords in Kangyu, and there were countless other cultivators. It was normal for unfamiliar celestial lords to come here. If Yi Tian was filled with the breath of the eternal universe, it would still cause turmoil, but Yi Tian did not have the breath of the eternal universe at all, instead it was filled with the breath of the ancient demon cave and the Kangyu universe. Therefore, he 5.8 will not doubt anything. Wow! Yi Tian entered the ancient gate and went to the first floor of the ancient magic tower. The first floor of the ancient demon pagoda is a vast land. Here, Yi Tian found that his Chaos Avenue, Power of Law, Supernatural Power, Soul, etc. were all blocked by a force. However, this power is not impossible to break, but once broken, it means that the assessment fails and will be expelled from the ancient magic tower. Similar to the method of the source, but it is far worse than the source. At least, I can't resist when I enter the source, but the suppression of the ancient magic tower can resist. Yi Tian said. However, when one thinks that the ancient magic tower is only a super treasure, even with the help of the power of the ancient magic cave, it is still in the category of super treasure. Chapter 831 The Two-Star Peak God General. Boom. An ancient demon appeared on the first floor and surrounded Yi Tian. This is the ancient demon bred from the ancient demon tower. Each of them has a strong physical body and is good at ancient demon combat techniques. Although they do not understand the law, the supernatural powers and secret techniques, the ancient demon tower prohibits laws, supernatural powers, and secret techniques, and only allows all kinds of physical combat techniques to be displayed. So the ancient demons here are very terrifying. The ancient demons on the first floor are just weaker ancient demons, but the general Earth Lords are also not their opponents on the first floor of the ancient demon tower, not to mention that there are 10 ancient demons as soon as they appear. These 10 ancient demons are good at different combat skills. Once combined, there are almost no flaws. Even if it is a 6 or 7-star Earth Lord, if the physical aspect is weak, it is estimated that it will not be able to pass the first floor. Yi Tian did not defeat these ancient demons at the beginning, but hid his strength, fought with them for a while, and found that their combat skills were far inferior to those of the powerful Yuanmen in Yuandi, so he was disappointed to see them kill. It seems that there is no way to learn more advanced combat skills in the ancient magic tower. It seems that you can only pass the test, absorb some more pure ancient magic energy, and improve your strength. Yi Tian thought to himself. Of course, he still has an idea, that is, to break through the 13th floor of the ancient magic tower in 29, completely refine the ancient magic tower, and take this place as his own. But this is not a simple matter. With Yi Tian's level, it is estimated that it is far from being achieved. However, he will try his best. Boom. The last ancient demon was killed by Yi Tian, and the first floor of the ancient demon tower passed through. At this moment, a black hole appeared above Yi Tian, and the incomparably pure ancient demon vitality poured down, pouring into Yi Tian's body, tempering his body. Yi Tian didn't dare to waste time, and quickly ran the Xuanshu art to temper his body. Not long after, a terrifying aura burst out from Yi Tian. He broke through. Strictly speaking, Xuanshu Ju made a small breakthrough, directly entering the realm of Dacheng from the third layer of Xuanshu Ju, and the physical body transformed again. Very pure ancient demon vitality, it is 100 times purer than the outside world, and it is definitely the top physical training resource. It can't be described with ancient demon vitality, it should be called ancient demon essence almost. Yi Tian muttered. At this time, his strength was infinitely close to that of a 2-star peak god general. If he cultivated the Xuanshu art to the 3rd level great perfection realm, his strength could definitely be improved to a 2-star extreme god general's combat power. However, this takes a long time. But if he kept going through it and passed some more levels in the ancient magic tower, maybe he could break through in a short period of time. The ancient magic tower is really my blessed place. 1. Yi Tian was quite excited. Wow! Yi Tian's figure disappeared from the 1st floor and entered the 2nd floor. The ancient demons on the 2nd floor are even more difficult. The physical strength of each ancient demon is far greater than that of the ancient demons on the 1st floor, and their combat skills are even more exquisite and powerful. The combined power is even far beyond the average 10-star land. Respect. According to Yi Tian's information, only a very small number of 10-star Earth Lords and 1-star God Generals are expected to pass through the 2nd floor, and the gods who have passed through the 3rd floor are only those 2-star God Generals. 2nd floor. Yi Tian kept fighting with 10 ancient demons, and it didn't take long for the 10 ancient demons to be slaughtered. At this time, the pure ancient demon essence came again and poured into Yi Tian's body, tempering his fleshly body. After a short while, Yi Tian's Xuanshu art improved again, but still failed to break the bottleneck. Continue. Yi Tian entered the 3rd floor and began to fight with the ancient demons on the 3rd floor. This layer of ancient demons' attainment in combat skills makes Yi Tian pay a little attention. At least they are not garbage, they have reached the level of some people who are not weak in the source, but unfortunately they are still at the level of superficial combat skills and have not reached the degree to which you can enter the avenue with skills. Of course, for other Earth Venerables and Divine Generals, the combat skills of this ancient demon are extremely profound, and they are worth learning for a long time. It's just that Yi Tian is too heaven-defying. He entered the Source Land and learned the higher-level Origin Daoan rules, completely surpassing the ordinary rules. In terms of realm, Yi Tian is too advanced, so learning these combat skills is too much easy. Others don't have the opportunity and talent like Yi Tian, so naturally they can't compare with Yi Tian. Although the combat skills of the 3rd layer ancient demons were good, they were not worth Yi Tian's study, so Yi Tian quickly killed them and passed the 3rd layer. Using the ancient magic essence rewarded by the 3rd layer, Yi Tian's Xuanshu art has improved a bit again, and he is only 1 step away from the 3rd layer of Xuanshu art. He still needs to pass the 4th layer, then he can completely break the shackles. 4th floor. Yi Tian came here, and the ancient demons that appeared here are even more terrifying. In terms of pure physical strength, each one is not weaker than Yi Tian, and the combined power is even more terrifying. I am afraid that some weaker 3-star gods will not necessarily be able to pass through, only the more powerful 3-star gods can pass. However, the ancient demon tower is not a competition of strength, but a competition of physical strength and combat skills. If the combat skills are superb, the physical strength is weaker, and it does not matter. Yi Tian's combat skill level far surpassed that of ancient demons, so he was not at all cowardly. Kill. Yi Tian fought with the 4th layer ancient demons, fighting 10 powerful ancient demons with weakness. The entire 4th layer was completely on their battlefield, and she shook the rules of the ancient demon tower purely with the strength of her physical combat skills. At the beginning, Yi Tian was a little weak, but soon Yi Tian took the advantage, constantly shattering the cooperation between the 10 ancient demons, and killing the ancient demons one by one, and finally passed the 4th floor. As soon as the 4th floor passed, the ancient demon essence that far surpassed the previous poured into Yi Tian's body. A big transformation is coming. Metamorphosis. A real transformation. Yi Tian's Xuanshuju quickly entered the 3rd layer perfection realm, and the physical strength rose a lot, and the strength skyrocketed to the peak 2-star realm. The strength has changed greatly. This time I came to the ancient magic cave. The Kangyu universe is really extraordinary, and there are such treasures. If the eternal universe also has such treasures of cultivation, some god-level powerhouses will have been born long ago. Yi Tian secretly said. At this moment, he truly understood that the real gap between the 2 universes was not the gap in inheritance, nor the gap in talent, but the gap in resources. The origin of the Kangyu cosmos should be much stronger than the origin of the eternal universe, so it is possible to give birth to some supernatural treasures and cultivation treasures. But now, with the advent of the era of dual universes, the origins of the 2 universes have sensed the crisis, and they have opened up some secret realms and cultivation treasures again. Ancient Demon Cave is one of them. And the eternal universe is still a little bit to open the treasure land. But it won't be long before a series of cultivation treasures will erupt in the two universes, causing the two universes to usher in a prosperous era of cultivation. The background of the 13 cosmic epochs erupted all at once, and if they did not succeed, they became benevolent. The era of the dual universe is really against the sky, and the probability of detachment is probably dozens or even 100 times higher than usual. Even if the fusion of the dual universe fails this time, before the dual universe is broken, I am afraid that more than two-digit detachment will be born. Yi Tian thought to himself. But it's not worth it, but I'm not sure. If the two universes do not merge and continue to exist, there will definitely be a lot of detached people born in the long universe era. The future of two universes is definitely not worth it in the long run. But for the creatures of this age, it must be worth it. For example, what is the relationship between the future epoch of the universe and the creatures of this era? They only grasp the moment. If there is a higher chance of detachment, they are willing to pay everything. But if Yi Tian had to choose, he would rather not merge the two universes, because there is not much time left for him now, and he has not yet figured out how to make his wife and sister detached. If they are not detached, if the fusion of the universe fails and shatters, then they will really die. The next goal is to step into the 3-star general and become the official disciple of Master. Yi Tian decided. Chapter 832 The Collapse and Fusion of the Dimensional World. Yi Tian's physical body has transformed again, and his strength has risen to the peak of the 2-star God General. Even if he is suppressed in the ancient demon tower, it is a fact that the physical strength has increased, so the strength displayed in the ancient devil tower has naturally improved a lot. So, Yi Tian continued to break through the ancient demon pagoda and came to the 5th floor. The ancient demons on the 5th floor are comparable to the 3-star God General in terms of physical strength, and even stronger than the average 3-star God General. Together with 10 ancient demons, it is enough to make any 3-star God General despair. The sky-defying 3-star God General is expected to pass. But Yi Tian entered the 5th floor, and with his incomparably superb combat skills coupled with the sky-defying battle experience, he fought against the 5th floor ancient demon for a long time. 2 days. 3 days. Yi Tian fought frantically. The whole person was like the most sophisticated machine, there was no mistake at all, and he continued to learn the combat skills of the ancient demons, and gradually found out the loopholes in their cooperation. 5 days passed. Yi Tian followed the loophole and finally killed one of the ancient demons, and then killed the other ancient demons one by one. When all the ancient demons died, Yi Tian's physical strength was almost exhausted. Finally past the 5th floor. Yi Tian breathed a sigh of relief. After passing through the 5th floor, more ancient demon essence came. Yi Tian seized the time to absorb the ancient demon essence, and practiced Xuanshu art. It is a pity that Xuanshu art has reached the 3rd level of perfection, and it is very difficult to break through to the 4th level. It is not something that these ancient demons can do. Therefore, after absorbing these ancient demon essence, Yi Tian's physical strength has only increased a little, but it is far from reaching the level of transformation. The 6th floor can only give up. Yi Tian decided. He can only barely pass the 5th floor, and the 6th floor must be more difficult, unless he can step into the 3-star God General, and the physical body changes, there is hope. Otherwise, he wouldn't even think about going to the 6th floor to find abuse. Immediately, Yi Tian gave up and went to the 6th floor. Just when Yi Tian announced to Qi Ling that he would give up breaking the 6th floor, Qi Ling asked, "Breacher, will you publish your record of breaking through?" "No," Yi Tian said quickly. He didn't dare to publish the record of passing the level. You must know that other gods have only passed the 3rd floor at most. If he passed the 5th floor, it would be very scary. Moreover, he did not want to be the target of public criticism. In case other gods would encircle him, even if he could escape, there would still be a lot of trouble, and the human race would also become the focus of Kangyu Cosmos. So, let him hide. The water in the dual universe era is very deep. Who knows if the Tibetan God organization has other arrangements? Moreover, Yi Tian still has a worry. That is, whether there are other forces involved. The Tibetan God organization is only a small force in the chaos. Other forces may have discovered the dual universe plan. At least those who have left a legacy in the dual universe must be aware of it. Other powers don't care. The Tibetan God organization may be able to stop some of the weaker chaotic powerhouses, but the powerhouses of the Great Tao realm cannot be stopped. The dual universe plan is taboo in chaos. Even if other major forces know about it, they may not participate explicitly, but it is possible to participate in secret and send in some powerful geniuses. Therefore, don't expose your strength and trump cards as soon as possible. Yi Tian is very clear that his strength is only a 2-star peak god general, and he is completely an ant in the chaos. He has not even achieved the qualifications to become a full-fledged disciple of the great master. How dare he be arrogant? Wow, Yi Tian was moved out by the artifact spirit, and the real breakthrough results were naturally hidden. No one knew that Yi Tian had passed the 5th floor of the ancient demon pagoda, otherwise it would definitely cause the countless powerhouses in the universe to be shocked. After coming out of the ancient devil cave, Yi Tian silently returned to the eternal universe and returned to the territory of the human race. But not long after I came back, the universe changed. Boom. At the same time, the eternal universe and the Kangyu universe have undergone amazing changes. The void is expanding and becoming larger, the entire universe has begun to expand, and it has expanded at an astonishing rate, and a large number of creatures have appeared everywhere in the universe. Moreover, the spaces in the universe are fragmented, the rules are broken, and there are even worlds that appear one by one and merge into the universe's starry sky. Ordinary people thought it was the end of the world, but the powerhouses above Earth soon knew what had happened. Human race, Tianj. Yi Tian looked at the changes in the universe and murmured, the dimension world is going to be integrated into the main world. The universe is composed of a large number of dimensional worlds. The area where 10,000 races live is equivalent to the main world, and the other worlds are dimensional worlds. Each dimensional world has special rules, and there are even many dimensional worlds that do not even have living creatures at all, only endless space, storm. It can be said that only 1% of the world has biological existence. In addition, some dimensional worlds closest to the main world have no creatures, only the power of space, which is also the reason why the powerhouses in the main world tear the void and have never seen creatures in dimensional worlds affected. Today, the fusion of the two universes has caused the transformation of the two universes, and some dimensional worlds have begun to integrate into the main world. In addition, the rules of the overworld have also changed. In the beginning, the main world suppressed the physical body and the soul, and only the divine power prevailed. But now, the restrictions on the physical body and the soul have begun to loosen. Once the more dimensional worlds are integrated, the rules will be less restrictive. In the Tianj, a disciple above the god level was laughing. Quote, Ha ha ha, I can practice that secret body refining technique, and my body has actually transformed. Isn't the physical body above the god level fixed? My physical body is slowly improving, God. Ha ha, I can raise my body, am I going to rise? Not only the heavenly pavilion, but the entire human race, the entire universe, countless powerhouses above the god level are crazy, good money, and happy, and even the earth venerables are very excited. Although the earth venerables can slowly increase the physical strength, but the speed is too slow, and now they are increasing the physical strength too much faster. Originally, some land respected for hundreds of millions of years without respect, ensued. It is conceivable that the 7 or 8-star Earth Venerable will no longer be rare in the universe, and even the 10-star Earth Venerable will appear in large numbers. Of course, it is still very difficult for a god-level powerhouse to appear, and only a true genius can step into the god-level combat power skill. In the 100 years that the dimensional world has been integrated into the main world, only some superficial dimensional worlds have been integrated, but as time goes by, the deep dimensional world has begun to collapse and merge into the main world. As a result, some powerful creatures began to appear, some of which were Earth-level creatures, and some special dimensional world races. Suddenly, the situation in the entire universe became more complicated. Chapter 833 The Conversation of Two True Monarchs. Fights are everywhere. The eternal universe and Kangyu universe are completely in chaos. This is a situation that the powerhouses of the two universes did not expect, even Yi Tian did not expect it. The fusion of the dual universes is taboo in chaos, so even the cattle people do not know the details of the fusion of the dual universes, only the general information. Therefore, Yi Tian only knows that the probability of the fusion of the two universes is very low, but he does not know that the dimensional world will merge with the main world, so that the universe will continue to expand. If he knew this, he would definitely make more preparations. In the territory of the human race, a large number of powerful creatures appeared, and the Earth Lords of the human race took action one after another to fight against these Earth Lords, and Yi Tian also personally took action to suppress them. With Yi Tian's speed, the rescue is very fast, and any powerful Earth-level creatures can't compete with him, and they will be easily killed by him. But God-level creatures are not so common, at least they haven't appeared yet. Therefore, this turmoil is only a small problem for the human race, but there are still many human race planets that have not had time to rescue and have been destroyed. But in comparison, the loss of the human race is negligible, the loss of the 10,000 race alliance is huge, the territory of the 10,000 race alliance is too large, and although there are many Earth venerables, they cannot be rescued at all. Countless star fields were destroyed, and a large number of weak Earth gods were killed. In addition, there were members of the Tibetan God organization secretly making trouble, causing the alliance of 10,000 races to lose too much. However, the 10,000 races alliance still has some background and barely survived. But the weak middle races and high races in the cosmos have suffered, and there are no Earth lords with more than 5 stars in charge. Once they encounter some powerful dimensional worlds, there is almost no way to compete. In one day, more than 100,000 races were wiped out. In just a few days, the population of the entire universe dropped sharply by more than 50%. This is a disaster. It is a disaster of the fusion of the main world of the universe and the dimensional world, but it is also an opportunity. For those who can survive, their strength will increase very quickly. And the dual universe will usher in a new era. Outside the universe, figures appeared one after another, and they looked at the expanding universe and discussed one by one. True Monarch Chaotic Sea, the fusion of Eternal Universe and Kangyu Universe has entered the second stage, and the two universes are about to usher in a prosperous age. A young man in gray armor said with a smile. He is one of the 10 true monarchs of the Tibetan God organization, True Monarch Gray Armor. In the chaos, those with destiny are called heavenly monarchs, those in the realm of true spirit are called true monarchs, and the Tibetan God organization is just a small force, with only about 100 true monarchs, among which the top CJFI, the 10 were called the 10 true monarchs, and they were the real high-level leaders of the Tibetan God organization. The Chaos Sea True Monarch is the real person in charge of the Double Universe Detachment Plan, and he is also the most respected among those people. True Monarch Gray Armor, this time, our Tibetan God organization has paid too much for this plan, and even our talented juniors have invested in it. If there are not a few transcendental ones born, then we will lose money. We cannot be promoted to become Tao experts, can only rely on the younger generation. If there are a few detached people born, coupled with our training, it is expected to become a strong Tao realm, then our Tibetan God organization is enough to become one of the real big forces. True Monarch Chaoshai said solemnly. It's difficult, those juniors have improved rapidly in such a prosperous universe, but after all, they want to recomprehend the rules of the universe. With their background in the outside world, they can be promoted to 1-star generals at most, and then they need to rely on themselves. 3-star God General plus the identity of the sky-defying person can be detached, but the final detachment of the Thunder Calamity is too terrifying, unless it is a 3-star God General with a life-defying thing to survive, or at least a 4-star God General is required. The strength is the insurance. True Monarch Gray Armor frowned. There are 2 kinds of detachment, one is Yuntan Tianjin, who uses some treasures to force detachment, which is suitable for those who are not against the sky, but the Tibetan God organization cannot produce such treasures. The second is the orthodox sky-defying route, going all the way up against the sky, but every time a big breakthrough in the realm needs to cross the Thunder Calamity, and the detachment Thunder Calamity is the most terrifying, and the 3-star God General is almost certain to die. Regarding this point, the Tibetan God organization has never told the Earth Venerables of the Double Universe at all, and those Earth Venerables may have thought that as long as they reach the level of a 3-star God General, they would be able to detach themselves. Certainly, those who are not against the sky are also expected to be detached without the help of detachment treasures, but at least they need the strength of the 6-star God General, which is even more difficult. Because if you are not a god of the sky, your foundation is not solid and your potential is limited. Because of this, those reincarnated people organized by the Tibetan gods are all heaven-defying ones, and they only need to reach the 4-star general to be able to escape. But now there is not much time, and it must be detached within tens of millions of years, which is somewhat difficult. With so many reincarnators, it is estimated that at most only a few can escape, and the others are foils. It can even be said that those reincarnated people do not know the difficulty of detachment, and they thought that entering the double universe this time would be able to give birth to a large number of detached people. If the specific ratio is stated, I am afraid that very few gods will dare to reincarnate into the universe. After all, in the chaos, they can still become the powerhouses of the destiny realm. Even if they cannot advance to the true spirit realm in the future, the destiny realm has a very long lifespan, at least dozens of epochs of the universe. After such a long time, many experts in the destiny realm have been satisfied, and there is no need to take the road of death. Moreover, there are countless opportunities for chaos, and there is no need to become a transcendental one. But for this time's plan, the Tibetan God organization has concealed something. Let's not talk about this. If they can escape and return, they will naturally not care about what we are hiding. If they can't escape, then they will die in the universe. Chaos. See True Monarch Tao. True Monarch Grey Armor nodded, and immediately stopped thinking about these little things. Suddenly, he said again, True Monarch Chaotic. See, the great forces in some nearby territories seem to have already known about the dual universe, and they seem to want to intervene. We can't even compete. It doesn't matter, the two universes have already begun to merge, and they can't let people reincarnate in, unless those avenue powerhouses are willing to pay a huge price, but that's not worth it. I guess, even if these avenue powerhouses want to participating, at most, is to find some disciples in the double universe or win some gods, but they are not fully prepared for us, and the biggest benefit is us. Chaos. C. Zhenjin said. If the two universes merge into a large universe, can we keep a large universe? True Monarch Grey Armor asked. Big universe. Zhenjin Luanhai laughed and said, how low is the probability? We are not ready to cultivate a big universe at all. But it is really lucky to cultivate a big universe. We certainly can't keep it, but we can give those big forces cooperate to obtain more benefits. Besides, we are not without backers, and those big forces do not dare to destroy us. True Monarch Grey Armor also recognized the words of True Monarch Chaotic. C. Although the Tibetan God organization does not have a strong Taoist realm, their leader, the true monarch Tibetan God who has been in seclusion, is a registered disciple of a strong Taoist. What? The relationship is not very deep, but if you have a little relationship with the powerhouse, other forces will not dare to destroy the organization, and no one knows whether the powerhouse will get angry. Chapter 834. The Indolent Beast appears. The Tibetan God organized the dialogue between the two true spirit realm powerhouses. The creatures in the universe do not know it, and even if they know it, there will be no reaction. The prosperous age has come, they naturally want to seize every opportunity to detach, and even those who are not detached are eager to detach. Detachment is their only hope for survival. If they cannot escape, after thousands of years, the two universes will collapse and they will all have to die. Under such circumstances, many Earth venerables are a little crazy. Confusion. Chaos is everywhere. Maybe in the beginning, with the constraints of the strong in the race, the eternal universe and the Kangyu universe were relatively stable, but now the two universes have expanded many times, and a large number of Earth venerable and dimensional race forces have appeared. Under such circumstances, even a two-star god general could not stabilize the situation. A powerhouse such as Yi Tian can only ensure that the human race is not chaotic. As for ensuring that the eternal universe is not chaotic, he is far from being able to do it. In the heavenly pavilion, a large number of powerhouses are practicing in seclusion, and countless resources have been distributed by Yi Tian. Among them, the powerhouses in the realm of earthly respect are naturally benefited, and they can obtain massive resources, constantly improve their physical strength, and their strength is constantly improving. Among them, Yi Tian's wife Xiao Yu and his younger sister Yi Yu have obtained the highest training, and their strength has been continuously improved. In just 100 years, they have all risen to the level of the 9-star Earth Venerable, which in the past was comparable to the number 1 Divine Master of the Protoss, but in today's era, the 9-star Earth Venerable is far from being a powerhouse. In the years that followed, Yi Tian let Xiao Yu, Yi Yu and others enter the Qilin Hall, the source land and other places of inheritance, so that their strength increased again, and they also obtained a lot of resources. Of course, the human race and many of the powerhouses in the great holy places of the ancient universe also knew about the source land and the Unicorn Hall, among which the powerhouses of the ancient holy places had basically entered. However, if the strength is too low, there is not much benefit at all. But even so, the strength of the eternal universe is rapidly increasing. This day, another layer of dimensional world shattered and merged into the main world, but a terrifying creature that was as large as several star fields appeared, and as soon as it appeared, it devoured countless stars, and even a few unfortunate earth gods were also swallowed by one bite. This giant beast has attracted the attention of many powerhouses, and even some gods of the Kangyu universe have come to the eternal universe. After Yi Tian got the news, he rushed over immediately. Lanchan domain. After the giant beast made a fuss, it lay on the starry sky and slowly fell into a deep sleep, like a boundless continent. However, a world was born above it, and this world was comparable to the size of several star fields. Previously, the giant beast was in a state of awakening, constantly devouring matter, and no one dared to enter this world. But now that the giant beast is sleeping, some people are beginning to get excited. If they want to enter this world and take a look, there may be a big chance. Soon, however, many were desperate. The world barriers in this world are too strong, and the general Earth Venerable can't break through them, and they can't get in at all. Whoa whoa. One by one, the powerful Earth Venerables came, and even Yi Tian, the ancient God General and the 10,000 Magic God General, came. After Yi Tian arrived, he didn't say hello to the primordial God General, but used his copy talent to investigate this giant beast, which was a surprise. Idol Beast. Among the special creatures with super god level talents, the Sloth Beast is one of them, and it is the special creature he has been looking for. It's a pity that the lazy beast is too rare, and it has been sleeping since its birth. This time, the dimensional world collapsed and merged into the main world. The lazy beast woke up, made a fuss, and then fell into a deep sleep again. At this time, the innate talent of the lazy beast is clear at a glance. Inborn spirit, sloth, strength talent, god level, defensive talent, god level, speed talent, top, inert armor talent, super god level, devouring talent, god level. In terms of talent, the speed talent of this idol beast is rubbish, but its idol armor talent is too heaven-defying, reaching the super god level. The idol armor talent is one of the earth attribute talents, and it can even be said to be the innate talent of the idol beast, is fully on. Moreover, the body of the idol beast is very terrifying, and it has reached the pinnacle of the 2-star god general. If coupled with the talent of the idol armor, even the 3-star god general may not be able to hurt it. When I knew there was an idol beast, I thought that the 2-star god general could hurt it. Now, when I look at its body, I know that the 2-star god general can't hurt it at all. However, other people don't know that the idol beast has the talent of idol armor. Also because this is an ordinary 2-star god level creature. Ask for flowers, Yi Tian thought to himself. Although the 2-star god general level creatures are powerful, they can fall into a deep sleep and are unprepared. Some 1-star god generals may be tempted to subdue or kill this lazy beast. Yi Tian copied the super god level idol armor talent first, and then stood there watching the play. Soon, another group of gods and gods have arrived, and one of them is one of the newest gods in the universe, Shalong gods. When the Stone Dragon God General was still a 10-star Earth Lord, he was attacked and killed by Zhongling, an organization of Tibetan gods. In addition to Shalong Divine General, the 5 Divine Generals of Kengyu Universe also appeared. The 5 gods were Tiyu God, Lingwang God, Yulong God, Junhai God and Sun God. At this time, Yi Tian, Shalong God General, and Primordial Ancient God General approached a little, while the 5 gods of Kengyu Cosmos were close, and they belonged to 2 camps. What monster is this? The Spirit Emperor God will be curious. Do not know. The other gods shook their heads one after another, not knowing any sloth beasts. After all, sloth beasts are too rare, how would they know with their knowledge? This is a powerful creature of the level of a 2-star God General. My cultivation requires the bloodline of some powerful creatures. If I kill it, I may be able to break the shackles and be promoted to a 2-star God General. The Dragon God General made his move, and as soon as he made his move, it was a unique move, aiming at the head of the lazy beast. In his opinion, the 2-star God General's lazy beast was unprepared and could easily be killed. Just like the other 2-star God Generals in the universe, if they stood there still and didn't use any defensive measures, they would be killed by him in seconds. Boom! The Dragon Spear of the Dragon Lord bombarded the head of the idol beast, making a metal crash sound, shaking the void. However, such a terrifying attack only caused the sloth beast to shake its body, and it was still sleeping, not waking up at all, and the sloth beast's head was intact. What? The Dragon God General was shocked, and the other God Generals were also dumbfounded. Only Yi Tian watched all this calmly, not feeling strange at all. Not to mention that it was the Dragon God General who made a move. Even if the 2-star God Generals of the Kengyu Cosmos made a joint shot together, they would at most wake up the sloth beast, not wanting to kill it. Chapter 835 The Innate Tao Monument. We attack together. The Dragon God General shouted loudly. The other 4 Divine Generals in the Kengyu universe, plus the Ancient Divine General and the Shalong Divine General, took action one after another. Boom! Round after round of attacks bombarded the idol beast, but it still could not hurt the idol beast, but the idol beast showed signs of awakening. God of God, why didn't you take action? The ancient gods asked the sound transmission of divine consciousness. Don't waste your energy, with your strength, you can't hurt this lazy beast. Yi Tian said solemnly. Idol beast. The primordial god general stopped and looked at Yi Tian, waiting for Yi Tian's answer. The other gods also stopped one by one, and also understood that they and others could not kill the lazy beast. Yi Tian said directly. This giant beast is called the lazy beast. It has been sleeping almost all the time since the birth of 183. This time, if the dimensional world collapses, it may still be sleeping. Therefore, it threatens not to us, there is no need to kill it. If you really want to kill it, you cannot do it without the strength of a top 3-star general. I see, the ancient gods will suddenly realize. The other god generals also gave up completely, and they were only 1-star god general, so naturally they couldn't kill the lazy beast. At this moment, a few rays of light came through, instantly tearing apart the world barrier on the back of the idol beast and entering that world. It's the god generals of the Tibetan God organization. The stone dragon god general said angrily. He has a lot of hatred with the Tibetan God organization. If it wasn't for the secret treasure, he would have died in the hands of the god general Zhongling of the Tibetan God organization last time. One of the divine generals who rushed into the world of the lazy beast just now was the divine general Zhongling, and he would never forget the breath of divine general Zhongling for the rest of his life. Could this beast world have a big chance? Primordial God will ask Yi Tian. I don't know. Yi Tian shook his head and said, I only know about lazy beasts, but I don't know much about the world of lazy beasts. Why don't we go into 1. Shish. Several gods ripped apart the world barrier of the idol beast world and rushed into the idol beast world. The world of the lazy beast is very large, but the rules inside are similar to the outside world, and there is nothing special. And for the god-level powerhouses, the world of the lazy beast cannot suppress them. After all, it is just a huge world bred by the lazy beast. Resources are plentiful. Yi Tian entered the idol beast world, sensed it a little, and muttered. However, he did not find relatively high-level resources, but for the Earth Venerable, this inert beast world is undoubtedly a place of opportunity. Quote. Yi Tian felt the aura of the great Tao in the center of the idol beast world, radiating the entire world. The gods who entered the idol beast world flew to the center of the idol beast world one by one, and soon all the gods gathered here, but they were all in a state of confrontation. Especially the god general Shillong and the god general Zhongling, the Chi-Chi of the two people is already fighting. If not for this ancient stone tablet in the world of the lazy beast, they may have already fought. Shantian Dao Monument, I didn't expect that this world of lazy beasts was really born. A divine general of the Tibetan God organization stared at the innate Dao Monument, shining brightly. Innate Taoist Monument, many gods will be intrigued. There are many similar stone tablets in the universe, and even some small stars have some stone tablets, which can help people to understand the laws and martial arts, but the levels are relatively low, and they are useless for the strong. HMPH, a group of natives, they don't even know about the innate Tao Monument. Zhongling said with contempt. The innate Tao Monument is very rare, and the lazy beast world behind the lazy beast always draws on the power and rules of the outside world, and under certain circumstances, there is a very small chance that the innate Tao steel will be born. The Shantian Tao steel is also a very high-level treasure in the chaos, but the Shantian Tao steel merges with the idol beast world, there is no way to take it away. If you break the lazy beast in the beast world, the innate Tao Monument will also disappear. I advise you not to do it, otherwise this indolent beast world may not be able to withstand our slaughter. Zhongling's words are mainly for Shillong Shenjiang to listen to. Don't kill the innate Taoist monument for the sake of hatred, that is to destroy a great opportunity. You haven't said the use of the innate Tao tablet yet. The ancient god said. Zhang Lingshan said lightly. Shantian Tao monument can improve understanding. If you comprehend some great supernatural powers and secret techniques, the speed will be much faster than usual. Even for us gods, it is also very useful. But the use of it is not so, but to let us condense the innate Tao. Even if I don't say it, once you understand the innate Tao tablet, you will know that your Tao is incomplete, because our Tao is the cosmic Tao, and it is difficult to make up for the Tao. It is almost impossible to achieve in the universe, but the innate Tao tablet can help us make up for the defects and condense the innate Tao. In essence, the innate Tao is not very powerful, but its growth is far beyond the universe Tao. The Tao realm of you generals, it is estimated that they are all in the middle stage of the source or in the later stage and cannot progress for countless years. That is because of defects. If the innate avenue is condensed, there may be a glimmer of hope to transcend the realm of the source. Well, let's choose a region and start to comprehend, and don't disturb each other. How? It is good. The ancient god will nod his head. The other gods also agreed, but the Shillong gods hesitated for a moment but nodded in agreement. After all, he was not sure to deal with Zhongling, and he also did not want to miss this opportunity. Aside, Yi Tian recalled what Zhongling said. Other people's avenues are lacking, but his avenues have been perfected. It is already a real innate avenue, and it is not an ordinary innate avenue, but a truly perfect innate avenue. It stands to reason that he does not need the innate Tao monument to make up for the defects of the Tao, but the innate Tao monument can improve his Tao realm 5.8 realm. His Tao realm has now reached the peak realm of the late Yuan, and he is not far from the perfection of the Yuan. Perhaps, he can break the shackles in one fell swoop with the help of the innate Tao tablet, and achieve the chaos Tao of origin perfection. A famous general arranged a simple small formation to prevent himself from being disturbed, and began to retreat around the Shantian Tao monument to comprehend the Shantian Tao monument. At the same time, the news of the innate Tao monument also leaked out, and more gods came here. Usually, the gods and dragons are not seen, and it is difficult to see one, but now there are too many gods here. Even the gods of the Kengyu universe are almost here, except for some gods who cannot be contacted for a long time and retreat. In addition, other gods will basically come. Chapter 836 The origin is complete, the 3-star general. The world of the lazy beast has the innate Tao tablet, the gods are moved, and the earthly respecters are naturally very moved. For a time, a large number of earth venerables came to the sloth world. At the beginning, they were still afraid of the sloth beast, but knowing that the sloth beast would not manage them, they felt a lot more at ease, and they tried to enter the sloth beast world one by one. Some earth lords entered the idol beast world with the help of the gods, while others relied on their own powerful strength to forcibly tear apart the barriers of the idol beast world and forcibly enter the idol beast world. But all the earth lords who can tear apart the barriers of the lazy beast world are the powerhouses among the earth lords, and each and every one of them is a 10-star earth venerable existence, and they are all at an extremely powerful level in the 10-star earth venerable. With the passage of time, there are more and more earth lords in the idol beast world, and the resources of the entire idol beast world are slowly being mined, but most of the earth venerables still want to comprehend the innate Taoist monument. The number of divine generals is not large, so naturally they will not be prohibited from comprehending enlightenment. In the blink of an eye, 1,000 years have passed. Yi Tian and other gods have been comprehending. No one left. When they encountered treasures such as Shantian Tao steel, they naturally did not want to waste time. And Yi Tian has been comprehending the Chaos Tao with the help of the innate Tao tablet. The source is getting stronger and stronger, and the realm is slowly improving. 29 inches come on. Once the Chaos Tao reaches the perfect state of origin, there will be a transformation. This is a secret that Yi Tian got from the bull people. Once the Tao reaches the perfection of the source will temper the whole body, let the body break a limit, and the source will turn into a bead, from the source well into the source bead. Therefore, this is an opportunity for Yi Tian to greatly increase his strength. Once he really breaks through, with the strength of his Chaos Avenue, he can definitely reach the level of a 3-star general in an instant. After all, his Chaos Tao is the strongest Tao, and it is the most perfect Chaos Tao. Even if other people's origin is complete, it is far inferior to his Tao. In order to be able to break through as soon as possible, Yi Tian consumed a lot of elixir that could improve his comprehension, and then with the help of the innate Tao tablet, the speed of comprehension was even faster. Year after year goes by. Yi Tian doesn't know when he will break through, maybe in the next second, maybe it will take tens of thousands of years. In short, his specific origin is only a little away from consummation. Millennium, 3,000 years. On this day, Yi Tian only felt the sound of shattering in his mind, and a burst of enlightenment came into being. Suddenly, his Chaos Tao turned into a vision of the source well, and the source well continued to shrink again, but the source was rapidly condensed, and the source power contained in the Chaos Tao became more and more terrifying. This scene attracted the attention of other gods in many earthly respects. God of God is about to break through. The ancient god general murmured. The source realm broke through. Yi Tian had been hiding the suppressed breath that could no longer be hidden, and suddenly leaked out. That terrifying aura made those 1-star god generals feel fearful and even suffocated, and even those 2-star gods trembled. What? 2-star peak god general? They were shocked, even in disbelief. There are no 2-star peak god generals in the Kengyu universe, and the strongest god general is only in the late 2-star stage, and the eternal universe is so weak, how could a 2-star peak god general be born? Moreover, Yi Tian is breaking through, and he may be expected to step into the 3-star general. The god of 10,000 laws is the one who defies the sky. If you step into the 3-star god, won't you be able to escape? A 1-star general said. The other gods changed color one by one. Yes, those who have stepped into the 3-star gods against the sky can try to escape. If it succeeds, it is a transcendence. This time, many gods were jealous of Yi Tian, but no one dared to show it. After all, once Yi Tian stepped into the three-star god general, it was enough to sweep them away. How could they dare to offend Yi Tian? The primordial ancient god general and the Shillong god general are very happy. The stronger Yi Tian's strength is, the better it will be for them. The other god generals of the Kangyu universe will be very afraid and will not dare to attack the eternal universe. After a while, the source well has been slowly deformed, compressed into a chaotic color bead. This bead is suspended above Yi Tian's head. This is his origin bead, and it is also the embodiment of the Tao. Suddenly, boom, the infinite primordial power of chaos Tao was vented from the primordial bead and poured into Yi Tian's body, tempering his body at an incredible speed. Taking this opportunity, Yi Tian hurriedly practiced Xuanshu art. The Xuanshu Ju, which was originally in the third layer perfection realm, was loosened at this moment. After a while, the shackles of the Xuanshu Ju broke through and officially entered the fourth layer entry realm. At the same time, Yi Tian's body also transformed. The physical strength continues to soar, and the breath also increases wildly. Click, the sound of shattering sounded in the dark. It was the vision of the combat power breaking the shackles. At this moment, Yi Tian finally broke the shackles between the 2-star general and the 3-star general, and officially became a 3-star general. Opened his eyes, Yi Tian's eyes seemed to pass through the long river of time, and saw his own soul imprint in the depths of the infinite time and river. That soul imprint was deeply entrapped in the long river of time, and the infinite power of time pulled it, making it impossible at all. Leave the river of time. Yi Tian can try to pull his soul imprint at this moment and make it detached. Once the soul imprint leaves the long river of time and returns to the body, it is equal to detachment. But once you do this, you will have to face the last thunder tribulation of the heaven-defying, the calamity of the detached. Yi Tian has a feeling that he may not be able to survive the calamity of the transcendence at present. Of course, even if he could survive, he wouldn't go to the calamity, and he could only become an ordinary transcendence, which was not the result he wanted. Congratulations to the omnipotent general. Congratulations Wan Fazi. Congratulations to the omnipotent general. One god will stand up and congratulate Yi Tian, but these gods are basically talking on the surface, and no one will know what is in their hearts. Yi Tian responded briefly and continued to comprehend, and the other gods didn't want to waste time and comprehended again. Perhaps stimulated by Yi Tian, these gods also began to take out some treasures one after another to speed up the speed of comprehension. It's a pity that they can't even make up for the flaws of the great Tao, and it is almost impossible to reach the level of Yi Tian. Now, my origin has been consummated into a origin orb, and the next step is to condense a Tao that truly belongs to me. Before, it was the Tao of enlightenment, and that Tao was chaotic, not my own. Only by condensing my own Tao can it be completely belong to oneself. In the chaos, if the real spirit realm is perfect, if the Almighty can completely walk out of his own way. Condensing a real avenue can step into the realm of the avenue. Once the avenue is complete and completely integrated with itself, it is the realm of the realm. Why? From the perspective of realm, it seems that the source of perfection is only one step away from the great way of condensing, but in fact it is too many steps away. First of all, walking out of your own avenue, this step has stopped countless powerhouses, and even some weak real spirit powerhouses have not taken this step. Second, after walking out of your own avenue, you have to condense the prototype of the avenue, and then slowly nurture it. It will take a long time. The third step is to start the Tao world, otherwise how to fully exist in oneself with a Tao world. Once the Tao world is opened up, it is equivalent to turning the original source into the Tao world. Yi Tian has only just reached the perfection of his source, and as for how to take the next step, he has no clue at all. It took several years to stabilize the realm. Yi Tian tried to rely on the innate Tao tablet to comprehend the supernatural powers, and let his several great supernatural powers enter the realm of Shaocheng, but he found it too difficult. Maybe it took a long time to achieve the goal, but Yi Tian couldn't waste so much time. In short, this innate Tao tablet is of little use to him. Chapter 837 The virtual world is broken and integrated into the main world. Seeing that others were still comprehending the innate Tao tablet, Yi Tian got up and left without attracting anyone's attention. Soon, Yi Tian left the idle beast world. After leaving, Yi Tian found a place at will, and merged the super god level idle armor talent he copied before. The super god level idle armor talent belongs to the earth element talent, so it was integrated into Yi Tian's source soil talent, and in one fell swoop, the source soil talent was upgraded to the super god level. Next, there are only super god level physical talents left. Once you get another super god level physical talent, you can combine super god level physical talents with super god level source soil talents to form soil essence talents, then you can practice the chaotic supernatural power Gu Yuan Yushin supernatural power. 1. Yi Tian thought to himself. Even if a genius with chaotic supernatural power is in the midst of chaos, the genius of the Earth Venerable Cultivation Base is the top genius, enough to swept away countless gods and ranks among the peaks of chaotic god-level combat power. However, this matter cannot be rushed, it depends on luck. If you really can't find super god-level physical talents, you can only use the long years to slowly copy some god-level physical talents, and gradually accumulate them. After countless fusions, the physical talents have transformed. Right now, Yi Tian still has a more important thing to do, that is, enter the Chaos God realm, enter the temple, and become the official disciple of that great existence. That's the most important thing. It will take 6,000 years for the misty area to open. Yi Tian can't enter now, so he doesn't rush to enter, but focuses on cultivating the members of the human race in Tianj. So, he brought batches of human powerhouses into the world of lazy beasts and asked them to comprehend the innate Tao monument, but he couldn't bring too many people there. Only the geniuses of the human race and the earthly respected powerhouses of the human race were qualified. Go. If there are no rules and restrictions, the people of the entire universe will pour into the world of the lazy beast, wouldn't it be a mess? Yi Tian would not deliberately break this rule and make himself uncomfortable. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of years have passed. This day, another dimension world collapsed, and the collapse of this dimension world attracted the attention of all forces. Human race marginal area. A fragment of the dimensional world came down, and I saw a divine tree running through the void covering an area, and there were densely packed humanoid creatures around the divine tree. These humanoid creatures are dark and covered with scales, and they are full of strange aura. Void demon. Yi Tian noticed this piece of dimensional world fragment, saw those creatures, and was immediately surprised. He knew these creatures, thinking that he had entered the virtual world when he was still weak, broke into the virtual demon family with a virtual kun, and entered the inner space of the virtual demon family's heavenly Dao tree, robbing a large amount of heavenly Dao gold liquid and a heavenly wood heart. The virtual world is also a relatively deep dimensional world, but the virtual world is somewhat special. It is difficult for other creatures to stay in the virtual world. Only by wearing the heavenly Dao leaf can they stay in the virtual world for a long time. Before, he also left a lot of Tiandao leaves to the people, and the human race also established a station in the virtual world, but unfortunately the virtual world is too difficult to identify the direction, and the virtual world is difficult to obtain other benefits besides the words of the heaven. Therefore, the human race also stopped the development of the virtual world. Now, the virtual world has also collapsed. The heavenly Dao tree is very precious. Although it is useless to Yi Tian, it is very valuable to the human race, and it is enough to cultivate a large number of human geniuses. Therefore, the heavenly Dao tree must fight. Ha ha ha, this precious tree, I want it. A 6-star Earth Venerable happened to be near the heavenly Dao tree and was about to snatch it, but the Void Demon family was not strong, and without the blessing of the Void Realm, they also lost their ability to immortalize. In an instant, a large number of void demons were wiped out by the 6-star Earth Venerable with a single move. Just when the hands of the 6-star Earth Venerable pulled the heavenly Dao tree away, Yi Tian's blow came. Puff! A blade of light tore through the void, instantly smashing the 6-star Earth Venerable into rubbish. Next moment, a ray of light wrapped the heavenly Dao tree. Not long afterward, a heavenly Dao tree appeared in the holy city of human race. There are not many heavenly Dao trees in the virtual world, and they were rarely found before because of the virtual world. But now that the virtual world is broken, the heavenly Dao tree is easy to find. But the universe is too big, no matter how strong Yi Tian is and how fast he is, there is no way to snatch all the heavenly Dao trees. With Yi Tian's hard work, in the end he only managed to grab 6 heavenly Dao trees and a lot of heavenly Dao words. But even so, there are still some Tiandao characters and a small number of Tiandao trees located all over the universe, waiting for people to discover. Tiandao characters are precious things for practitioners below the universe god, so the universe is in turmoil again, and many people are fighting for Tiandao characters. And the Void Demon family is too weak. Relying on the immortality ability given by the Void Realm, it can't be killed, so it is proud to occupy a certain position in the Void Realm. But now, the Void Demons have lost their undead ability, and they are almost annihilated in the universe. But there is one family that has become very powerful, and that is the Shu Kun family. Shu-kun is good at space ability, and his life-saving ability is very powerful. The best one even has super god-level space talent, which is definitely a special race with the best space talent. Moreover, the Shu-kun clan has their own inheritance, and has a large number of Earth Venerables. The strongest Earth Venerable is even comparable to a one-star god general. Moreover, the Shu-kun clan is very united and can contact each other, so the Shu-kun clan quickly hugged into a group, occupied an area, and possessed a powerful force in the eternal universe. Human race. Yi Tian frowned tightly. The current threat to the dimension world is very great, and the biggest threat naturally comes from the source world. There are too many origin beasts in the source world, and their overall strength is not inferior to the main world. Moreover, those peak origin beasts in the source world are even comparable to the 10-star land, good for money just by virtue of their physical strength. If the source world is integrated into the main world and the rules and restrictions are removed, these source beasts can cultivate a little bit of divine power and soul. If you master some combat techniques, you may be able to step into the level of a general. Of course, if they recultivate the Tao, their potential is definitely limited, and there is no hope of detachment, but it is not difficult to become a 2-3-star general. In this way, there will be many god-level origin beasts born in the eternal universe, which is a huge challenge for the major forces in the universe. Moreover, countless origin beasts rushed into the main world, and the human race did not know how many people would die. No matter how strong Yi Tian was, there was no way to stop all origin beasts at once. And the human race is too scattered, the distance between each star is very large, and each star field is so large, how can it be protected? Want to go? Yi Tian has a way to protect the human race in the next disaster. Concentrate the human race, Yi Tian said. Chapter 838 Daozu of the Void Heaven. Concentrating the human race is to concentrate the human race, so that the population will be denser, and naturally it will be better protected. Otherwise, with the territory of the human race, such a large area, no matter how many Earth Lords can't protect it, a little fluctuation will be enough. Humans enough to annihilate a star. Build a star continent. Yi Tian thought of this method. In the chaos, there are countless chaotic continents, countless creatures live on the chaotic continent, and there are many star continents in the Kangyu universe, replacing the stars. The area of a starry sky continent can far exceed the stars. If human beings are concentrated on the starry sky continent, they can be better managed and developed. A star field is transformed into a starry sky continent, and all the human beings in a star field are concentrated on the starry sky continent, and then a group of Earth respecters will be dispatched to sit on the starry sky continent to protect the human beings on the starry sky continent. Yi Tian said. Immediately, he convened the Earth Venerables of the human race to open a meeting and put forward his own suggestions. In this regard, the Terran Earth seniors naturally have no opinion, and they all obey Yi Tian's arrangement and implement the starry sky continent plan. And this plan was all notified, passed on to the human forces in each star field, and then transmitted by the human forces to every planet in every galaxy. Disk domain. Yi Tian came here, this is his hometown star territory, and he naturally created the Starry Sky 183 continent by himself. The center of the Starry Sky continent is the Earth. Swish, Yi Tian shuttled to the Earth, and the power of How High acted on the Earth. The next moment, the planets of the Milky Way instantly traveled through the starry sky to the side of the Earth and merged into the Earth. Boom! On the Earth, people found that the world has changed greatly, the continent is expanding, and countless human beings have descended on the new continent. 1, 2, 3. Hundreds of millions of planets merged into the Earth, and a starry sky continent gradually formed. At the same time, the suns are superimposed on layers of space, radiating the entire starry sky continent. No matter from any position on the starry sky continent, a sun can be seen, and the sun will also rotate. This method is difficult for other cultivators, but existences like Yi Tian can be easily created. Soon, all the planets of the Milky Way were integrated into the starry sky continent. Then, Yi Tian captured all the planets in the other star fields and forcibly integrated them into the starry sky continent. In the blink of an eye, a month passed, all the planets in the entire disk domain were integrated into the starry sky continent, and countless humans in the disk domain also lived on the starry sky continent. If you look from the top of the starry sky continent, you will see countless continents dotted on the huge ocean-like stars. Countless humans and countless stars have created this starry sky continent. Hundreds of billions of human beings live above, and due to the condensation of the planet, the condensation of vitality, and the many great formations arranged by Yi Tian, the vitality on this starry sky continent is extremely rich, but the most concentrated place is undoubtedly the Earth area. In the future, this area of the Earth will also develop into the central area of this star continent. I am a general of all gods. From now on, this starry sky continent will be named Washa continent. Yi Tian's voice spread throughout the starry sky continent. At this moment, this starry sky continent has a name, Washa continent. Immediately, Yi Tian built an immortal palace over the China continent. This is where the Earth Venerables live. If someone breaks through to become Earth Venerable, they can enter the immortal palace and manage the entire Washa continent. Moreover, the Earth Venerables live in the immortal palace, and it is also convenient to bless the entire Chinese continent. Panyu didn't have the Earth Lord, but under Yi Tian's order, the Earth Lords came to the Panyu immortal palace one by one, and there were many 6 or 7 star Earth Lords among them. Yi Tian was the fastest in creating the starry sky continent, but other star territories did not take long to create the starry sky continent. A few years later, the territory of the human race has been transformed into a starry sky continent, and each starry sky continent has a large number of defensive formations, which does not limit the progress of human beings, but prevents other races from entering and leaving, and once opened, its defensive power is enough to block a god general. A blow. CJFI. These formations are basically the shadow of Yi Tian's shot, otherwise, with the strength of other Earth Venerables, it is difficult to arrange a powerful formation. Another 1,000 years have passed. This day, the foggy area was opened again. Yi Tian entered the foggy area and came to the Chaos God realm. Chaos God realm. As soon as Yi Tian came, the gods of the cattle race came to greet Yi Tian. Your Highness, Niu Long said respectfully, I'm going into the temple. Having said that, Yi Tian revealed his aura, and he has reached the combat power of a 3-star general. Congratulations, Your Highness. Niu Tong and other Niu Ren people congratulated in unison. Yi Tian has reached the 3-star general, and the official disciple of the reserve team has become a full-fledged disciple. The status of a formal disciple is far more than that of a named disciple. Yi Tian is also the only official disciple in this universe, and is their hope to leave the eternal universe in the future. Your Highness, please. The cowboy rejoiced. With the support of the cattle people, Yi Tian entered the temple. Just after entering the temple artifact spirit merchant appeared. Senior businessman, Yi Tian said. You're here, Shang said lightly. Senior Shang, I have become a 3-star general, I wonder if I can become the official disciple of that great existence. Yi Tian said. Yes, but it needs to be tested. Shang said. $7. Yi Tian nodded. Immediately, Shang arranged a small assessment and arranged for the weakest 3-star general to challenge Yi Tian. Yi Tian easily defeated the opponent with the strength of the 3-star god general and completed the assessment. Congratulations on becoming the official disciple of Zushin Daozu. Merchant congratulated. Master is called Zushin Daozu. Yi Tian said. Yes. Shang nodded. The name of Zushin Daozu can't be called casually. In the chaos, if anyone calls this name, Zushin Daozu will know. For example, you and I just said, Zushin Daozu already knows. It will be unlucky if ordinary people say anything casually, making Daozu angry, and it will be erased directly across countless time and space. Therefore, few people in the chaos dare to call the name of Daozu directly. During the chat with Shang, Yi Tian learned about the name of the powerhouses in the chaos. The realm of destiny is the emperor of heaven, the realm of true spirit is the real monarch, the strong Taoist is the real ancestor, and the strong one is the Daozu, and the Daozu is the most powerful existence in the chaos. Yi Tian, you have become the official disciple of Zushin Daozu, and you have the opportunity to meet Daozu once. You must seize this opportunity well. 1. Merchant reminded. Yes, Yi Tian said very excitedly. Chapter 839 Meet the Taoist ancestor and teach the FA. Boom. Yi Tian only felt his eyes flicker, and a terrifying force pulled him to break open the universe, traverse the endless chaos, and came to an incomparably magnificent hall. This. Yi Tian was shocked, he left the universe. No, it shouldn't be, he hasn't detached yet, if he dares to leave the universe, he will definitely die. Soon, he realized that he did not leave the real body, at least he could not sense the talent of copying, nor could he see any talent of his own, this body should be just a wisp of consciousness. Silently pulling a wisp of my consciousness here, without even attracting my attention at all, this method is too powerful. Yi Tian thought to himself. He even thinks that the ancestor of the virtual world can easily kill him in the universe. The universe is a place to bless the creatures in the universe. Chaos powerhouses can't kill the creatures in the universe at all, but the powerhouses can. However, what kind of existence is he? Dao ancestor, and naturally he will not kill a little guy in the universe. Boom, an incomparably stalwart figure appeared in front of Yi Tian. This person was the Daozu of Zushan, but it should not be the real body of Daozu of Zushan, maybe just a clone. The disciple has seen the master. Yi Tian said respectfully. Yi Tian, you have become my official disciple, but because you are a creature of the universe, you cannot obtain many resources, and you cannot enjoy many treasures. But in other aspects, I can make up for you. In terms of supernatural powers and physical bodies, you did a good job, but your soul is still flawed. Compared with ordinary geniuses, your soul is not weak, but as my disciple, your soul is too weak and too weak. The deity passed on you to burn the fire and forge the soul. The Supreme Soul's secret technique must not be passed on to other people. Then pass on your 3,000 Taoist scriptures to make up the foundation. After finishing speaking, Shu Tian Dao ancestor pointed at Yi Tian's eyebrows, and countless mysterious condensed into 2 seeds, namely burning fire and forging soul art and 3,000 Dao Sutra. I'll preach for you for another year. Before Yi Tian asked, Shu Tian Daozu started to preach. As soon as Zushan Daozu opened his mouth, Yi Tian's soul was shaken, and the whole person fell into countless mysterious epiphanies, constantly absorbing the essence of Zushan Daozu's preaching. Zushan Daozu mainly talked about the way of respecting the earth, the way of law, and the way of soul, and expounded countless rules from all aspects, which benefited Yi Tian a lot. Of course, Yi Tian couldn't understand many of the contents. However, he forcibly memorized it, and he could slowly comprehend it in the future. In the blink of an eye, a year has passed. Thank you, Master, for preaching for the disciples. Yi Tian sincerely thanked him. Although he has only preached for a year, his understanding of the Tao has risen by several levels. A year ago, he did not understand the prototype of the Tao at all, but now he has a clue. Of course, it is still very difficult for him to condense the prototype of the avenue and walk out of his own avenue, but he has a direction, which is much better than having no clue. In addition, his whole person's state of mind has also improved a lot, and now he is in the 7th level perfect state, and he is only 1 step away from the 8th level state of mind. Moreover, his whole persons will seem to be reshaped and became stronger. In short, listening to Zushan Daozu's preaching for a year, the harvest is too great, no less than millions of years of hard work and enlightenment. If you still have questions, you can ask me. If you miss this time, the next time our master and apprentice meet will be the day you transcend, or the day you become a direct disciple. Zushan Daozu said condensedly. Yi Tian gritted his teeth and said, Master, I want to know how to successfully merge the 2 universes into a big universe, not by luck, but by 100% fusion success. You are for your universe, right? Zushan Daozu chuckled. Do you know what a huge price you need to pay for the 100% fusion of the 2 universes? It can even be said that the price is even worth more than a big universe, higher. Do you also ask Master to inform you? Yi Tian said. 2 ways, Zushan Daozu said. The first way is to find the source stone of good fortune and integrate it into the 2 universes, so that the 2 universes can be made into a big universe 100%. But the source stone of good fortune is extremely cheap in the chaos, and its value is very high. If the real spirit realm powerhouse gets a good fortune source stone, it can even condense a real avenue. Step into the realm of the road. It can be said that a source stone of good fortune can create a strong Tao realm. Even in the big universe, its value is far less than the Tao powerhouse. The second method is to integrate a source cosmic heart into the dual universe. Although this difficulty is a bit simpler, it is a constraint on the detached organization. The source universe heart is a source universe heart condensed by integrating all the power into the universe within the body when the detached person of the Tao realm falls. The origin cosmic heart is of great value to the detached, and it is difficult for outsiders to obtain it. 1. This, quote, Yi Tian didn't know what to say. These 2 methods were too difficult, at least he couldn't do it. After all, he was still in the universe and couldn't leave the universe. Of course, he also knew that his master could easily obtain these 2 treasures, but why did he ask his master to help? With the realm and strength of Zushan Daozu, I don't know how many formal disciples there are. I really don't value a formal disciple, and it is impossible for a formal disciple to give what they want. For flowers, unless he can be promoted to a direct disciple, then he may be able to ask Zushan Daozu to help. Before Yi Tian could speak again, Shu Tian Daozu waved his hand, letting Yi Tian's consciousness return to the Chaos God realm. Came back. Yi Tian sighed a little. Although he became a formal disciple, he still couldn't solve the dual universe problem. It's still strength. If I can become Master's direct disciple, then there is a way. The next goal is to be a direct disciple. Yi Tian clenched his fists, secretly said. Soon, Yi Tian came out of the temple, and did not stay in Chaos God Realm, but left quickly. Now, Chaos God Realm has no help to him, and everything can only depend on him. Human race. Yi Tian came back, and soon entered a closed state. He needs to sort out the two major inheritances of the 3000 Dao Sutra and the fire-forging soul art. Strictly speaking, the 3000 Daojing is not a cultivation method, but a sorting of basic knowledge, which includes the basic knowledge of chaos. Yi Tian has received two complete and guidance before. The foundation seems to be very solid, but it is still very weak, and the 3000 Dao can make Yi Tian's knowledge to make up to the level of the real top genius of chaos, and can recognize his own where are the flaws and how to make up for them. It can be said that although the 3000 Dao Sutra cannot improve his strength, it can strengthen his foundation several times, and there will be more room for improvement in the future. And the burning fire soul forging art is even more amazing. He can make Yi Tian's soul in a kind of void soul fire calcination, constantly temper the soul, and let the soul transform again and again. There are 9 layers of burning fire soul forging art. Each layer is equivalent to a transformation. Once the 9 transformations are completed, the soul will become extremely powerful, and each transformation, the understanding and the power of the soul will skyrocket. Before, Yi Tian's comprehension was average, but if he cultivated the fire-burning soul-forging art to the 9th layer realm, he could even complete the comprehension of the virtual sky map. After reading the entire burning fire and forging soul art, Yi Tian knew that this technique was difficult and terrifying. Even the real top geniuses in the chaos would not be able to cultivate it to the 9th level, and the human soul is limited. Some people have no way to cultivate to the 3rd or 4th level, and their souls will collapse if they continue to practice. Any genius who has cultivated the burning fire and forging soul art to the 7th level is definitely a real top genius, and even some direct disciples of the Tao ancestors may not be able to do it. Chapter 840 The soul transforms twice. It's a heaven-defying fire-forging soul art, which can actually transform the soul again and again, which is equivalent to changing a person's aptitude against the sky. 1 inch. Yi Tian was extremely shocked. It is conceivable that once he has cultivated the burning fire and forging soul art and has achieved a small amount of success, his understanding will be greatly improved, and it will be permanently improved. If combined with the talent of understanding, the effect of increasing the understanding will be too heaven-defying. Enlightenment. Yi Tian immediately began to comprehend the art of burning fire and forging soul, but soon he frowned. Because cultivating the burning fire and forging soul is too painful, it is the pain that goes deep into the soul, if it is not because he has copied and integrated countless talents, and has an unimaginable immunity to the pain of the soul, otherwise he will not be able to bear the pain. If other people come to practice, I'm afraid I can't even bear the pain, let alone concentrate on cultivating the burning fire for the soul. But for me, the burning fire is the most suitable soul training method. 183. Yi Tian said. Immediately, he devoted all his efforts to cultivating the fire soul refinement art. Soul Sea. At this moment, it has turned into a sea of fire. Yi Tian's soul is constantly being burned, the impurities in the soul are burned out, and the power of the soul is also gradually recovering during the continuous burning, and it is constantly being tempered like 100 refined steel. Time passed slowly like this. Cultivating the burning fire and forging soul art does not need to comprehend any laws. Even in a time acceleration environment, it does not affect cultivation. Therefore, Yi Tian maintains 2000 times of time acceleration, and Yi Tian does not care about the energy consumption required for time acceleration. Anyway, resources are used for consumption. If you can quickly improve your strength, it is naturally worth it. In a flash, 10,000 years have passed, and to use the time-accelerated environment, it is equivalent to saying that Yi Tian has practiced for 20 million years. And maintaining the acceleration for such a long time cost Yi Tian a lot of resources. In the past, Yi Tian only used time to accelerate his cultivation occasionally, or did not enable 2000 times of time acceleration. This time was undoubtedly the longest time acceleration, but the harvest was very large. The second layer of the fire-forging soul art. Yi Tian has completed 2 soul transformations, both the quality and the total amount of soul far surpassed before. If he were to compete for souls, his soul could even easily crush the souls of the primordial lord and others. As for comprehension, Yi Tian's comprehension is enough to increase 6 or 7 times, and this has only transformed twice. If it reaches more than 6 or 7 transformations, then the comprehension improvement effect is even more heaven-defying. It's a pity that the burning fire and forging soul art cannot be taught to other people. Otherwise, I will teach it to Uaa and my sister, and then I can make their talents become real soul geniuses. The understanding will be greatly increased, and the hope of detachment will be greatly increased in the future. Yi Tian thought to himself. But if you think about it carefully, the wife and sister may not be able to practice the fire soul refinement art. Even if they can practice it, it will take a long time. Now that the two universes are about to merge, there is not so much time left for them. After having cultivated to the second level of the burning fire and forging soul art, Yi Tian stopped his cultivation after 2 soul transformations, at least to stabilize his soul. In the days that followed, he began to comprehend divine powers, created the chaotic origin system and the secret skills of the heavenly sword system, and comprehended the great Tao and so on. Time is never enough for Yi Tian, he must grasp every minute and second of time and do his best to improve his strength. After 2000, Yi Tian successfully created the 5th form of the chaotic source system, Hunyuan Golden Body. Tian's strength couldn't last too long. After 6,000 years, Yi Tian successfully created the 5th form of the heavenly sword system, Heaven's Will Sword, which can integrate the power of the soul and the power of the great Tao, and release a move that can annihilate the body and soul. The power is very terrifying. But because of the need to consume soul energy, Yi Tian can only perform dozens of moves at most and cannot perform any more. After the creation of the 5th form of the Hunyuan system and the 5th form of the Tiandao system, Yi Tian's strength has grown a lot again, and now it can be regarded as the strength of a mid-3-star general. In addition, Yi Tian also spent a lot of time to comprehend the virtual sky map. The virtual sky map is the only way for him to become a direct disciple. Only by comprehending the virtual sky map 100% can he become the virtual ancestor's direct disciple. It's a pity that although he has made progress now, he still stops at 15% progress, and has fallen into a bottleneck again. The virtual sky map is getting more and more difficult, and it takes more and more time. Even if Yi Tian's soul has transformed twice, he still feels infinite difficulty, and he can't even see the slightest hope. And the cultivation of Xuanshuju is also very difficult, and it requires a lot of resources, and it must be the highest level of resources. Yi Tian is also difficult to find so many resources. Last time, he was able to obtain the ancient demon essence in the ancient demon pagoda, and let the Xuanshuju hit the 3rd level perfection realm. Therefore, his Xuanshu art is still at the 3rd level of perfection. If I can cultivate the Xuanshuju to the 4th layer realm, my body will transform again, and my strength will definitely increase greatly. Yi Tian thought to himself. This day, Yi Tian was cultivating and suddenly had a feeling of heart palpitations. Although it was very subtle, it caught Yi Tian's attention. Wow! Yi Tian appeared on the starry sky of the human race, and the consciousness covered all around, sensing it carefully. Cosmic shock, this is another layer of dimensional world collapse. Yi Tian naturally doesn't find it strange that the dimensional world is broken. After all, a dimensional world is broken every few days, but this time it feels different, which proves that this broken dimensional world is very special and may cause great danger. Boom! The void collapsed, and pieces of continental fragments fell from the void and smashed into all parts of the universe. These continental fragments are very huge, and some are even comparable to a galaxy. One can imagine how huge the fragments are. For a time, many stars in the universe were directly smashed into pieces by the fragments of the continent, and countless creatures fell. Above the human race, a territorial deity turned into a monstrous giant, exerting great power to stop these continent fragments, and Yi Tian also took action, moving the continent fragments away to prevent them from hitting the starry sky continent of the human race. In short, as long as they don't hit the continental fragments of the Terran starry sky continent, the Terran Earth seniors will not care. After all, these continental fragments are also opportunities, and they can also be integrated into the Terran starry sky continent in the future. But soon, countless origin beasts rushed out from the fragments of the continent, and many of them were origin beasts that rivaled the Earth Venerable. This is the mainland fragment of the source world. Yi Tian's expression changed. He is very clear about the strength of the origin beasts in the origin realm, but there are a large number of Earth Venerable origin beasts there. Moreover, the origin beasts that are comparable to the universe gods are far superior to the main world. After all, there is a focus on the care of the origin of the universe. Even if those origin beasts cannot be detached, their current combat power is more than that of the main world. Trouble, this time, the forces of the universe are estimated to be reshuffled. Yi Tian exclaimed. But with him, even if the human race suffers losses, there will be no danger of genocide, but other forces and races are not necessarily. Yi Tian can't control the other forces, she protects Renfang.